Man, chat, who are we? Who are these people? Man, imagine talking when you don't. Oh right, I don't have a, I don't have a fucking PNG for Bydra. I don't have one. Man, they won't know who's talking. This is so sad. Yes, so true. So true. What? What do you mean? What? I'll unmute you people. What's happening?
I was trying to watch
Wait,
back
was everything I
and
just
it
said
wasn't
muted?
loading.
Yes. Yes, Garrett. Yes.
Great, I'm glad.
What is lagging? What do you mean?
Stream isn't lagging.
Stream isn't
At least-
lagging. Stream's doing
yeah, no.
great.
No, it's just an update for me at least.
Oh, okay.
Okay, okay. So, man, I don't know how to do this kind of shit. I'm not a just chatting creator most of the time. So like, I don't even know. I don't know how to stream when it's not centered around a game for real.
Yes.
Hold up. I think I got the image of choice.
What are you? Oh, you're making the thing. All right.
No, it's just finding
You
an
have
image.
You're just sending me an image. It's not gonna. It's not gonna pop up. I can't set it.
I don't remember how this shit works. It's been too long.
You just go to the. There's a website. I don't remember what it's called. And then I use a browser source. I have one for Cobb. I have one for Geralt. I and then there's that one. Which I don't know if I could probably just replace this one.
Alright, chat. Hello.
Yeah, we're exists.
Just to, I guess, while they're doing whatever they're doing, just to explain what's going on. Basically, for the last however long since Lobotomy Corporation ended, I've been working on this shit ass presentation to
It's
go
wonderful,
over.
actually.
What?
I'm gonna
It's
turn
wonderful,
both of
actually.
you down slightly.
But yeah,
I
I've been
just.
working on this.
It's just
I've been
peaking in my ears. It
I've been
hurts.
working on this presentation to show
Not you, mostly Geralt.
these two clowns, the Lobotomy Corporation
No,
lore,
it's a 2v2, my
because
guy.
Moon played the game like a year ago and doesn't remember
Actually,
everything
it's a 2v3.
for most of it. And Bydra hasn't played Lobotomy Corporation and wants to play Ruina, so that's why she's here.
Where's the properties on this thing? There it
I was
is.
about to say your dad was AFK, but he's not AFK.
Okay, so I forgot that you don't have one for this account. You go here, and then you put in images, and you send me the link. And then I put that on stream. You don't have to do anything complicated. Technically, it can just be your Discord.
Do I need to do something?
Not you, just
Oh.
Bydra.
No,
So
that's my speed.
drop an image in the thing and send you a link, right?
Yes, there's a link that it gives you to send to me. Oh yeah, I guess I'll talk about some things while I'm here. I might be running slightly behind on the model. Not quite where I wanted to be at this point, but I'm not terrible. I don't think it's impossible to get it done. In the time, I just might need an extra week, depending on couple factors, but it should be fine. The frame of my space should get done in like my office space frame should be done in like maybe this weekend. I don't know exactly how that's gonna go. I don't uh which should uh enable us to get started with at least like one wall so that uh I don't have to worry as much about background noise, the people in the house, so the youngest child especially can not have to self-manage as much, even though they don't really anyway. Not that they're that bad, but like, eh. Anyway, outside of that, I don't really have much. You have a image for it, or
I don't have any good images.
it literally can just use your profile picture. It'll
Yeah,
just
I'll just do that.
Yeah, it'll
it's
just bounce
just
up and light up when you talk.
yeah. That's all it's there for.
Is that what you need? Or do you need the group?
No, I think it's just the individual.
Okay.
Uh, let me just remove properties this thing. Put that in there instead. There you go. Now you exist there, which isn't the best spot.
Look at our chat! Imagine I'm doing the soy jack pointing meme. Look, it's Bytron. Look.
What the fuck did you just call me, you fucking bit?
Put you on my head. Now you're on my head for real.
Yeah, I'm a
Actually,
glorified hat now.
actually,
Hello,
wait.
Shade.
No, I gotta swap some people around here. So.
So true, Shade. So true. Yeah, that's more accurate. There you go.
There you go. Lore accurate positioning here.
Lore accurate.
This is where Geralt would be when the model's done. So that's where Geralt be. I don't know how I'm gonna set that up. By the way, I don't know how I'm gonna set that up to where you're just there on my head. I don't know how that would work. I'll figure it out. Okay, and then I probably have to fucking change it for this too. So like, womp womp. Okay.
Yo, it works and doesn't have the white lines in the actual version. Yo.
I gotta move Geralt. There you go. Goes on my head. Based placement. I'm gonna have. I can't wait to fucking get started on the new overlay. This one's so cramped. So cramped.
It's very purple and green.
Which is good, but like,
You saying that like it's a bad thing? It's a base thing. What do you want?
can I just like.
Dude, I joined a new one.
Can I transform? Can I flip? Is it horizontal? There you go. Put you over here. There you go. It's great. Gaming.
Yeah.
Anyway, Geralt, you
Oh,
can.
yo, we're gonna get to see the mouse cursor for the whole stream.
Whoa!
There it isn't.
Hey,
No.
what were you saying, Moon?
You know what? You don't get to read anymore. I have to read the entire thing, and in
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
illegibility.
So am I gonna read the whole thing, or are we gonna like swap it around?
I can't read, Gerald. I don't know what you're.
I'm selectively illiterate.
I can't read. Gerald's gonna read the whole thing because I'm forcing him to.
Yeah.
Man.
I want
Also, this I mean,
For the
this is
record,
more-
for the record, chat. Gerald has been working on this slideshow for a while.
Yeah.
And it is 174 slides.
And
Something
I
like
had to cut down because I wasn't able to do everything I wanted to, by the way, just to let you know, chat.
I have no idea how long this is going to take. I have no idea. Zero clue.
Buckle up.
This might be a 10-hour stream.
I don't think it's gonna be that long.
We might have to cut this stream up into 7 segments. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah, actually, there's gonna be one stream of this presentation for each day in Lobotomy Corporation.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
what I
we're going to
think.
go over... It's going to be like 10-minute streams for each day, and then going over
So
each day of lore, for real.
True to the Lobotomy Corp lore, this slideshow
Every day
takes an
is 10
entire
minutes.
day.
Each slide is going to take an entire day stream. 12 hours of stream every day for the next 10 years.
No, technically it's 174. Was it 74? If it's 74, then it's like half a year. We're gonna logistically we've spent half a year going through this.
Also, this is more for you two than chat. If you have any questions, fuck you. No. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll explain it to the best of my abilities.
I'm literally OP.
Sorry, I'm just staring at the child across the room who's been reminded several times. I understand. I'm not even gonna.
Would we epic?
He's just.
Damn,
He doesn't have a volume knob in his brain. He doesn't.
I got him.
He has.
He also
when he,
doesn't
w-
have a physical volume knob
Ladies
on
and
him.
gentlemen, we got him.
I wish.
Can we isolate the volume source and just mute it?
I wish I could do that but that's not how it works because it's coming out. It's going into my microphone, so like I can't do shit about it. My old system for how I used to have my volume, or my audio filtered that worked pretty well doesn't work the same anymore, and it doesn't work as well, so I can't do anything about it. Well, I probably could fix it, but like I don't want to. It's so much. That one was so much effort. I had to. There's a lot of work that goes into it. It's stupid. I don't want to do it a second time right now, especially since
One more thing I forgot to
Uh-huh.
mention. The presentation ends on a cliffhanger. No. So I didn't put in days 45 through 50 because Moon did them recently, and also they're like an hour long plus for all of them together, and I was like,
Okay.
no, I'll just show I'll just show her after the stream ends, and we'll be fine. You know. We don't need to log all that garbage.
Bagel.
Alright, here we go. Time to start, I guess. God, I really am going to have to do all of this.
you are going to.
Okay.
Everything
so
highlighted in orange is Gerald's turn.
well, that's not. I guess it is orange. It's more gold though, but
Goldish orange.
It's orange, Gerald. It's orange.
Gilded orange.
Yeah. So also,
Let me
another
put the
thing-
presentation. Let me put the presentator up where they belong on the presentation.
Oh no.
Because my
Yeah, also give me teacher glasses and like the pointer a teacher uses to point at a, a blackboard.
Whenever people are getting distracted, just
Yeah, oh no, we're getting distracted. Okay, so everyone, um, in between days, the number is what day it is. If a day takes multiple slides, it says number dash part one and stuff like that. Um, as you probably saw, as Moon just accidentally swapped to the next slide, the Sephiroth's conversations are also all their own slides. Okay, starting. Hello, X. That's your name. Your robot assistant Angela gives you a warm welcome to Lobotomy Corporation. She is your advisor and secretary. Her role as an AI is to assist you in adjusting to your new workplace, so have no worries speaking to her or asking questions. She was born from one of the wings of the world. It means she is one of the best to exist in this age. You think she looks too human to be AI. She can't leave and is bound to this place. The world is constantly growing and the demand for energy ever increases. All conventional energy sources combined could not sustain the world further. In search of a solution, we stumbled upon mysterious beings now dubbed abnormalities. Then we figured out that energy could be harvested from them with a special method. Discovering this fact led to our corporation becoming one of the wings of the world. Angela is highly advanced and can mimic human emotion. One AI heads each individual department of the facility. The memories of the Sephira are synchronized.
and it's
Also, another thing. So you see a picture of Angela in the top right. The way I did it is that's not going to be there. I put in the top right the speakers who are not Angela, if there are any for the in between days, and also all the Sephira have all the speakers anyways. But it's just if there is no picture in the top right, assume it's Angela that's talking to you in this conversation.
mm-hmm.
Womp womp.
I will give audio
There's
recipe.
oh yeah. So I didn't include in the last slide. Angela at the end of the scene is like, "Oh, let's go meet one of the head of the departments now," and that's Malkuth, head of the control team. Malkuth congratulates you on joining Lobotomy Corporation. Angela wants Malkuth to make this introduction as quick as possible. She ensures that the other Sephira are looking forward to meeting you. There's a typo. Some of them at least. Malkuth is in charge of the control team. They have a lot of responsibility, as she insists she'll do her best to help by improving basic functions of the facility. She's not the best at everything and used to be a problem Sephira. She says she's sure you'll succeed. When an employee slams on the door, begging you to let them leave, Malkuth berates them and questions why they would want to leave. Every day in the control team is a delight for her. She insists she'll take care of the employee as they belong to her department. She says once they say they can't handle it, they are no longer a part of my team.
They go bye bye.
Face the fear, build the future. The motto of the corporation's founder, who is referred to as A because Project Moon are fuckers and named one of the most pivotal characters of the game a normal word.
A singular
Abnormalities
vowel.
Yeah, abnormalities have been with us since the beginning and are fundamentally an incarnation of fear. Angela Angela says she heard a control team employee has resigned from the corporation. She asks if we know what it means to resign from the Lobotomy Corporation. She compares the corporation to a play, establishing actors who haven't finished their roles, life is finished. Establishing that actors who haven't finished their roles, life is finished. Malkuth compliments you on completing her task. Says she rooted for you a lot back there. Malkuth mentions entities quicker than abnormalities who wander the halls, unable to be contained. She says the Lobotomy Corporation doesn't have much information on them. She says when she encounters them, she gets a strange feeling, not fear, some other sensation. She feels nauseous. Like she's no longer herself, like something's wriggling inside her little by little. By the way, it's not in the presentation. What she was just talking about were, ordeals. I didn't bother including them because, like, they're just pictures of monsters that you fight or whatever. Uh, you had many predecessors who all carried great ambitions. You shall do impossible things at this company. Spiritual is an obsolete word in today's world. Angel will cheer you on this journey towards your final goal. Malkuth Malkuth compliments you more for completing her tasks. She's constantly busy. Sh- she says she should do her best like she always has. She believes she's slower than others. That's why she always carries around a notepad with her to make sure she doesn't miss anything. She carried it for so long it's almost worn out. It's been with her since the beginning. She thinks this is the kind of life she yearned for since a long, long time ago, even before she was capable of thinking, as as if she wished for it before in some place other than the control team. Angela cuts her off, rushing her away. She says aside from her, the AIs here are unstable, especially in Malkuth. She doesn't complain though, as it makes it easier for her to control Malkuth. Since your arrival, the rate of energy output has increased by 13%, a record breaking percentage. You were nervous about Angela's presence and generally withdrawn. She ensures you it's okay to be happy now. Angela pours you a bottle of champagne for a toast to celebrate losing an employee for the first time. She ensures many more will follow. The company grows fertilized by their sacrifices. She then pops the bottle. Three cheers for the deceased in memoriam of their noble sacrifices.
Hold up. I think someone else is causing issues. Okay, there we go. That's essentially what happens, right?
Yeah, basically.
Got it.
Oh yeah, so also, I think I forgot to do this for the other times this happens, but in Malkuth 4, Yesod, purple, and Hod, uh, other brown that is not Malkuth, um, are highlighted with their colors. I didn't do that. I'll just let you know who they are. Yeah, I just you know who those ones were. But Yasad and Hod are having a meeting with Malkuth. Yasad scolds Malkuth, saying she can't suppress their ordeals with her current employees. As the head of the information team, he says even if she could suppress them with her employees, the mental damage would be severe. Malkuth insists we only need to consider the mortality rate of agents and the possibility of abnormality breach. Hod tries to gently agree with Yasad, saying one crazy employee can kill 10 others. Malkuth states she is the Sephira of the control team, that she may make outrageous mistakes in all other aspects, but this role she knows better than anyone else. She knows how to handle employees on the verge of insanity. She even wrote a code of conduct for it. She feels like she is the only one who follows the guide. She says she doesn't need weak employees in her department. Means elimination. The death of your place in my department. After her rant, the room is full of silence from Yasad, Hod, and even you. No matter how many questions she asks, she says thank you for visiting, and that it made her so happy that they should all meet up again sometime. Angela says over the intercom that the control team failed to suppress the ordeal and that their mental corruption levels are incredibly high.
Not concerning at all.
Yeah, no. A commonly s- a common fuck, wow, I type it a lot. A common saying, each successful experiment makes you a better person, according to Angela. The company was founded on many trials and hardships. You too shall become great. Angela has no knowledge of what it is like to live a horrible life. She ensures you many things will change if you stay here. Leading a normal life could be considered an achievement in this day and age. Many employees will try to reach out and talk to you, though it will do nothing to improve their odds. Angela says you don't have to listen to any of their requests. Just thank them for their efforts and tell them you hope they keep up the good work. She insists what we need is a gesture of a goodwill and nothing more. Don't listen to whatever nonsense they have to say. Welcome
Okay.
back, Ruin.
I was muted in both places because it was really just getting way too loud.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be. I didn't want to continue to uh, have it interrupt
Yeah.
wordings.
Yeah.
Because I know that's a pain in the ass. I hate.
No, the only
It
thing that
makes
makes it
it.
harder to read things is literally hearing your own voice at the same time when you're trying to read something. Is one of the
For
worst.
me, I just get pulled away from what I'm saying when there's too much noise. Just kind
That's
of.
fair. Yeah. You have proven that you are much more capable than you originally thought yourself to be. The high echelon is waiting for you. A is among them. A is a visionary. He sowed seeds on untouched soil no one had approached before. In time, he might express interest in meeting you in person. If that happens, you'll be able to make your dreams come true. Angela highly admires A, though he is the one who created her. A is enigmatic. Few truly understand him. Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
it's weed,
yo, it's
man.
weed guy. So that's
Weed.
Netza, by the way, the green one. That is how you pronounce his name, yes, because it is a different language. Um, at least I think it is. I might be wrong. I'm not Jewish. Um, so yeah, Yasad instantly berates you on your shit drip, 10 penalty points. Except for I have no authority to give the manager penalty points. Head of the information team.
Penalty.
Shut up. Head of the information team in charge of processing and archiving all data. He compares it to a massive biblioteca. A single bit of misinformation could lead to an uncontrollable disaster. Every sliver of information that you read contains the hope, the despair and desperation of our employees. He has an aversion to exposing any part of his body, so he wears a turtleneck. He doesn't know when he started feeling that way, but it was before he joined the company. Netza comes over and asks for some papers, which Sod grills him for not following the rules. Netza calls him Mr. Viper in response. Many employees genuinely despise him.
Yasad or Netza?
Yasod, not Netza. Yasod.
Okay.
Your role is only to oversee energy production, not to take care of the employees. Lobotomy Corporation is an industry giant. You exceeded his expectations yesterday. Hod cuts him off, worried about how his team recently had a ton of casualties. She says it looks depressing over there and is confused why he isn't at his team's side. He says accidents happen and he wants them to understand it's not a big fuss. Dwelling on it only encourages them to cry more. Hod insists he should at least say something. He sees no point in being sentimental. Caring too much about employees' respect will steer you away from what's really important. He asks if you think it's realistic for you to show up every time an accident occurs. He says you are still clinging onto a vague sense of goodwill. Such shallow sympathy does no good in the corporation, and he urges you to get rid of it. Angela asks you to pick a letter between A, B, and C. In this part, you actually pick, and she gives you a different response. I just wrote them all out. Uh, Those who pick A are sensitive to the opinions of others around them and are result oriented people. They are excellent listeners and are loved by many. People will flock to them. Those who pick B are detail oriented. They are rational, realistic, and honest to their needs, even to the point where people perceive them as snobs. The pursuit of of practical interest tendency to avoid loss will lead them to success. Angela personally dislikes this letter. Those who pick C
For
believe.
reference, I was B. I picked B. I remember this much. I remember picking B and then being like, what the
Mhm,
fuck, man? Rude.
mhm. Those who pick C
Hmm.
believe process is more important than the outcome. Therefore, they are good at planning ahead and enjoying change. They can gain insight and inner growth by being confined by rules. This is a pastime among employees. Angela finds it rather uninteresting, though she wonders what she would have been like if she was human. Info team employees are playing a letter game. Before Yasad find before letter game before Yasad finds them and tells them to get back to work. Yasad comments on word chaining becoming a popular pastime here again before getting lost in thought. This is a flashback. Yasad is telling an employee named James he can't enter an abnormality cell when his mental corruption is above 80%. James convinces him to let him go, using their friendship and previous cases of evidence as leverage against him, saying acting strict will end up isolating him and making him lonely. Yasad ends up letting him go. Back to the present. Sometimes Yasad sees hallucinations when changing his clothes. Through the clothes, he sees festering boils. Of course, his body is perfectly fine. He's come to find the sight of his skin strange and unnatural. He can't help but ask himself why his body is intact and not rotting. He's the only Sephira who experiences these visions.
Psychosis.
Ah, this CG. So also, I included every CG in the game as their own individual slide, so we could see them big, poofed up like this.
Oh yes,
Man,
the
that
brief moment where we're like, "What the fuck? Where's the art
yeah.
style gone?"
What the fuck happened to the art style?
Oh, that's not
Clearly, this should have been the art style for the whole game, for real.
So true.
Mod it in, modders, mod it in, get it in there,
So
Modders, you
true.
know what to do.
modders. You know what to do.
What are you
Get
doing?
real.
As the man, by the way, after that, flips back to regular art style soon. As the manager, you constantly have a cognition filter blocking your view of what things actually look like. Only gone from a system error. Originally developed during the war, though now used for commercial purposes. If the manager had a mental breakdown from the horrible sights in the company, it would be troublesome for Angela, thus she installed one in your display. Before the cognition filter was installed, many managers lost their sanity on that seat. Cannot allow you to join them.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. That day, James released 2 abnormalities, and 3 clerks and 4 agents were killed. Yasad was the one who ordered James to be gunned down. He knows the place we work in. He's not regretful that he was unable to stop him. He regrets having developed a personal relationship with him. He was careless with his position and let his subordinate exploit him. He had fun chatting and playing games with him. They grew so intimate he would ignore James's trivial
Hey, who
rule
wants some
violations.
cheese
The price
pizza?
he had to pay was not trivial in any way. He insists you remember what happened to him if you ever feel lonely, and to not make the mistakes he did. You'll be unable to get over their meaningless deaths that way. He says he envies Angela, for she is a truly heartless monster. People say he is too rational. You saw the Viper, you saw the cold blooded machine, someone who doesn't even bat an eye at the deaths of dozens of employees. He doesn't deny that he deserves the reputation. However, whoever built this place has to be a much more cruel person than he is. Sometimes he wishes he was an AI without emotion. A vague sense of sympathy only clouds your judgment. Why would they place AIs with emotion handle this facility? If they were well aware emotion would get in the way.
That's a good question.
Suddenly, that's B, by the way, you are contacted by someone named B. He says he's an insider and someone who knows a lot about the company. He cannot reveal his identity. He will tell you 3 truths the company wishes to keep hidden over the following days. He asks you why you think you were hired by the company. He then rephrases it to, "Are you satisfied with your job here?" He says you're the manager, yet you don't actually know anything about the company. Each meeting will have to be as brief as possible. Contacting someone for a long period of time is dangerous. I think Moon is dead, by the way. Oh no, there we go. Angela asks if you find the Sephira lacking in certain ways. You have the liberty to disregard whatever they say, though Angela requests you be kind to them. She refers to this as a burden we must bear if we want to advance their departments. She says she has never had any serious discussions with them. She says they see she says they seem uncomfortable conversing with her, likely because she is a superior being. Even if they are jealous of her superiority, she says there's nothing they can do to change that. She is the most advanced AI in the company.
Or is that what she was programmed to think?
Hod time. Hod asks if you're angry instantly upon meeting you. Hod is in charge of the training team. Training team trains employees to reduce the number of accidents. She says she's not skillful in many areas, but she'll try not to be a hindrance. She's been trying out a new employee program to help employees maintain their sanity. There's knocking at the door, and an employee named Tiffany comes in praising Hod for helping her feel better from her new program. Hod is very pleased to get the praise. She wants to be as helpful a person as possible here to save as many lives as possible. The first truth B tells you is to not trust the AI at your side. In this day and age, most AI possess the intellect of at least 10 regular people combined. Some can even imitate human emotions with ease. However, they can do things you are not aware of yet. For example, some AI can lie, or to be more precise, withhold information. If they are given the order to not share specific things, it has no obligation to tell the truth to anyone other than their controller. Some AI even may exploit an order to tell lies, reinterpreting the meaning of the command. B says he's helped program an AI before, which is how he knows this for a fact. B sends you a program he made that can be used to find a lie once.
And no one to use it.
Hod says she's been feeling really confident lately. Angela comes in and tells Hod to shut down her therapy program immediately. Hod questions her, saying it's been helping the employees. Angela tells Hod she's been deluding herself. Hod brings up Tiffany as an example, and Angela says Tiffany was suffering from bipolar disorder and an incafilin addiction. Incafilin is a drug, by the way. It's also the energy source that Lobotomy Corporation produces. It's both. And recently committed suicide while her mental corruption level was higher than 90%. Angela says Hod was being manipulated and berates her for handing out highly addictive substances like they were candy. She also berates her for giving the substance to Netza, and and that instead of reducing stress levels, she's only been creating drug addicts. Angela force terminates Hod's program. Angela mentions how an employee snuck beer in with a water bottle and wonders how it would feel to be intoxicated once she was infected with a virus that made her perceive things 10 times slower. She notices your strange facial expression and asks what's wrong. You are given the options to ask either are you going to sabotage the company or will you ever harm me? Every conversation with her is recorded and monitored. She calls the question ridiculous. She says she only exists as part of the system and that such a plot does not and will not exist, and it would not succeed if it did. She's offended that you would think so lowly of her and says there is no plan, nor does she have any will to harm you. Either option you pick will come back as a lie. Netza says Angela knows he got the enkephalin and ensures her it's for the counseling program to get more. Employees shit talk Hod within ear's distance, causing Hod to ask Netza if she can have some of the enkephalin. She asks you why everyone hates her, why they won't appreciate her kindness. She thought she was the nicest Sephra who cared the most for her employees. She insists that she's different and that she really does care about them. Angela says a rodent has found its way into the appliance room, stating it could be a serious issue. She says removing the rodent shouldn't be an issue, but the cables it gnawed on may damage the system. She says this is why they emphasize security and that you would do best to remember that. She will personally deal with the rodent this time, but if you find any rodents, notify her immediately. Hod is talking to herself, asking Tiffany if all they wanted out of her was enkephalin. Tiffany tells Hod she lied to her. Hod insists she didn't, but Tiffany insists she lies to them when they're in a vulnerable state. Not that her counseling is only there to comfort herself, that the momentary satisfaction will make her a better person. She tells Hod no matter what she does, she'll never be a good person. To clarify, by the way, I couldn't really illustrate it. Tiffany is displayed as like a dark silhouette in that, and not as like an actual sprite. And it's implied it's in Hod's mind. Uh, that's why after Tiffany died, it's like, oh, Tiffany. Uh, it's time for the second truth. B has a B has met many of the previous managers and seen how the company exploited them. He asks if you were told you were special and says they fill your ears with lies and pull the wool over your eyes. Don't trust the company. It's a company that everyone desperately wants to work for. He claims that harvesting energy is only half of the company's business. Every wing is more than they appear to be, but this company runs much deeper than one might expect. There was a time where everyone worked hard for the same goal, but we lost integrity along the way, and things went downhill. What the company gives you is not a gift.
I love working for the same Google.
So true.
I think
Welcome back.
that's
Ian.
what I'm still here. I'm not leaving or
I know,
anything. I'm
but
paying
welcome back
attention.
to the
Just
world of the talking.
so true.
Angela knows she hasn't earned your trust yet, and she acknowledges how she should have represented herself as part of the system. Having distrust in Angela would mean distrusting the company itself and A. Angela knows what B has planted in your brain and that it has taken root in your mind. She remained patient as she wanted to believe that your relationship was based on mutual trust, as unpleasant as the situation was. She says perhaps it's her job to weed and uproot the distrust he's planted in you. Oh, it's Netza time. Netza is very dismissive of your attempts at conversation. He hates his job and would quit if he could. He's here against his will. He doesn't care about your ambitions. He doesn't remember ending up in this place, yet he has to play this role he doesn't want to take. He doesn't want to be responsible for keeping others alive. He feels helpless that there will be no one to remember the employees' sacrifices. The third and final truth. It is something you must learn. He understands that the truth hurts. The truth is hard for him as well. He says it feels like building a sandcastle for years only to kick it over once it's done. Doing something like that is beyond agony, to deny the efforts of the past. He wants to make things right no matter the cost. The final truth is the transmission cuts off, leaving only static. When he shuts his eyes, he feels like he's in another place, another world, one he had belonged to. He remembers doing something there, hoping to save someone else's life. What's the point in saving an employee's life if they'll die the very next day? Those who work here have no future, no plans or dreams. He wonders why he must wake up and endure another day. He asks for a vending machine for beer so they can get wasted before they drop dead. A long, long time ago, there was once a great AI, a sentinel of a company. The AI was so intelligent, many people feared it. Those who knew the AI left the company one by one, One day, one of the people who dreaded the AI broke into the company. They spread malicious rumors about the AI. The good AI waited, as that person was once a friend. However, that person crossed the line. As a sentinel, the AI could no longer ignore that person's actions, so it made a very, very difficult choice. No one would ever see that person again. The AI was a bit sad, but it had no regrets about its decision. So much has been lost already, such a small thing would hardly matter to it now. Malkuth tries to cover for Netza not appearing at a meeting, but Yasad lets out that he's high as a kite on Enkafilin and completely out of it. Yasad asks you to go find Netza before Angela finds him. Netza assumes you're thinking he's a pathetic junkie. He gets that a lot from the other Sephira. He asks what you think about it. This place is hell. Is it wrong to try and escape from that reality for even a moment? He doesn't give a damn about the future of the company. There's no tomorrow, no hope here. He ponders if he's here to be punished for his sins in the past. He just wants to see this place crumble to pieces. In response to being asked how she felt when she lost a dear friend, she responds saying no one could ever understand the loneliness she feels. Why am I so heartless as to not shed a tear for my late friend, you may ask? You really shouldn't expect that kind of reaction from me. Will I be just as cold in the future as well? Perhaps. Yeah, new character. That's Tiferet, the child.
A small creature.
Small gremlin child. Tiferet Tiferet, I don't remember. Tiferet is complaining to Angela about Netza's tardiness in his reports. Tiferet refuses to talk to the upper layer Sephira. She insults Netza and says he has no ability to be a Sephira. She asks Angela to replace Netza. Angela denies this, saying the replacement process is not to be used haphazardly, that it's only to be used when they have a serious flaw. Despite Tifret's complaints, Angela says Netza is filling his role perfectly. Netza appears and threatens him that she reminded Angela about the replacement process. He responds asking if she really thought he'd be scared of a threat like that. I hate to disappoint you, but that's exactly what I want, Tiferet. After Tiferet leaves, Netza asks you why he hasn't been smashed up yet. He doesn't feel like he should exist. She a- she asks you if you believe if forgotten things could be more beautiful. That was something you once told her, according to her, and now she understands what you meant. You're showing it to her right now. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll read this out as well. To the new manager, I've heard that you are a very valuable asset to the corporation, contributing greatly to the prosperity of our company. I ask that you please keep up the good work with your capable assistant, Angela. You will not find me in this place at the moment, but I believe I will be able to come face to face soon. Lobotomy Corporation will never forget your devotion and effort. I look forward to meeting with you. Kind regards, A, CEO of Lobotomy Corporation. You've received a document written by A himself. Perhaps you're being recognized now. A is currently on a rather long journey. His final destination will be home, this place. If she ever were to leave this place, traveling is the first thing she'd want to do. The day still lies cold, but we know that the winter frost is almost over. Can you see the flowers budding up through the snow?
Blooding.
Shut up. Okay, so Tiferet requires a bit of explanation. So there's two Tiferets. Long-haired is female, short-haired is male. Long-haired is referred to as A, and short-haired is referred to as B, and I'll refer to them as such. Um, the Central Command Department is run by two Sephira, Tiferet A, long hair, and Tiferet B, short hair. They aren't twins, biologically. Tiff A says that if you turn out to be a disappointment, not even your status as the manager will let you get away with it. Tiff B ensures you'll do fine. Tiff A calls the upper Sephira a bunch of idiots. Tiff A doesn't care about giving you encouragement, just that you have good work performance. Netta comes to deliver a drill protocol, and Tiff A is incredibly rude to him, while Tiff B is kind and welcoming. Tiff A scolds B to stop being so kind and carefree. Mankind had yearned to build a fertile world for a long time, but what did fertile really mean? Is it worthy of all the tales of conflict and pain that took place? Numerous stories began and vanished, and in that process, people started to lose faith. Looking at them, some saw despair while others saw hope. At a certain moment, a new civilization was born. Countless things changed in the blink of an eye, along with the emergence of new technologies. All of the wings that keep this world aloft hold at least one singularity. Whether or not this whether or not all this progress made everyone's life truly fertile is a question we simply don't know the answer to. One thing is certain, though, it's what enabled Angela to speak to you now. Tiff A was excited the first time a new manager came in. Tiff B has an optimistic look on things. The Tiffrets made a bet on whether that manager could save an employee at 95% mental corruption or not. A bet he couldn't, while B bet he could. The employee ended up dying. Tiffany was so happy she won, she insisted on keeping up with the bets, even though the result always ended the same. However, she stopped making bets at some point because B always lost. Winning wasn't fun anymore. B always put his faith into the managers every time. He has faith you'll save them one day. Oh yeah, this is my favorite slide. Day 24. Cactus. Ooh woo. Angela doesn't like cactuses. And that's it. That's all that is literally all
Cactus
that.
of cacti.
So just a little explanation. It's that an employee came to your office and gave you a cactus. Um, Angel asks if you'll care for it and if you believe it'll bloom a flower. This cactus never comes up again. It literally never shows up in the entire game after this cutscene. I don't know what its point is.
It's pointy all over at this point.
True. Tiffby is alone. He wants to ask you something. If you've noticed that someone's memory and emotion bleeds and seeps out of every Sephira, they act angry, happy, want things, feel sad, even though they're machines. They even have their weaknesses. Why? What's inside them? Why make something imperfect planting weakness? He could never understand, and he's sure that you have the answer, locked away in your memory. Maybe there's a reason why they're imperfect, machines yet not machines. Tiff A at, arrives from her meeting, telling Tiff B that it's troublesome to have a conversation this fun. Angela appears saying it's time for another replacement, that the cycle is getting shorter and shorter. They're taking Tiff B to storage. He remembers what happened there last time. Tiff A thanks him for helping her, like he always does. The combined effort of numerous people has brought Lobotomy Corporation to where it is now. They had to keep on with various experiments. Just as you hire new employees now, they recruited numerous people for the experiments. There was not a definite shape at first, then it slowly assumed a form. Finally, A understood while he was studying the changes. Their abilities, where they lived, their jobs, and their strengths were not so important. What was important was a massive amount of energy. This meant we had just one single thing to pay attention to. It's always floating around, left to rot at the back of everyone's head, twisting your way until you are left with nothing but self-loathing, the subconscious. Angela asks whether you truly wish to meet A. She tells you not to expect a warm greeting and that A is one who conceals his mind. Angela doesn't want to meet A right now. Oh, so yeah, this is all the Sephira are seen through a cognition filter. The cognition filter when they're humanoid, this is what they actually look like. They're little square robots like this, and that's what the two Tifrets look like. Um, you're in an unfamiliar room with Angela and Tiferet. You see the Sephira as human, however, that's because of the cognition filter. They truly look like robots. Everything here is constructed just for you, Angela says. Tiff A says they have to look this way because of that stupid AI ethics amendment. She tells you that this place is where they were born and will return to someday. Maybe after everything is over, they will rest here singing the song of their hometown.
Squash.
So yeah, as you see, Tiferet B is now gone. Tiff B is crushed by a giant hydraulic press. Tiff A
Oh.
wishes his next version will last longer. Angela says she'll send the next one over when she's ready. Malkuth enters, having to come fetch an document from Tiff B. Tiff A quickly shoos her away. She comments on how Tiff B's cycles keep getting shorter and shorter before she leaves, making Tiff A annoyed. Tiff A says his issues keep getting worse and worse with time. Oh, so we're back to Malkuth. So to explain the way the game is structured, you can access 1 through 4 of the upper Sephira as soon as you get them and do their missions, but 5 and 6 cutscenes are locked until you do that Tiferet cutscene where Tiferet B gets smashed. So now we're going to be seeing these for a little bit. Oh, hello, sir. Sorry, I'm quite busy. I still haven't finished even half of what I've written down in my notebook. Hey, I heard some extraction experiments are going to be conducted. When I looked over the list of participants, I couldn't find my name on it. I mean, there's probably a ton of reasons behind it. Maybe I'm just not good enough for the experiment yet. But may I join the experiment too? I've learned a lot here. I'm sure I can help you in some way. I'll be sure not to be not to disappoint. If so if someone doesn't look back towards you, what does that mean? That they don't acknowledge you? That they don't even care about what expression you may be making? That they feel no need to see what you're doing, as they've already come to a conclusion? Have you ever clawed and scraped at the floor, writhing in pain? It really does sound excruciating, but in reality, the moment I completely lost my fingernails, felt nothing. You stare at the flesh where your fingernails used to be, and just before you lose consciousness, when you feel that you aren't yourself anymore, you start to laugh frantically, even though it's not funny at all. And on the ground, you catch a glimpse of someone's shadow and their feet as they look down on you. Guess whose feet those were? When the person who disliked looking back so much finally turned around, everything was over. Did you see the fragments of despair from there? Or were you staring at the bits of my fingernails scattered across the floor? That was the exact moment I knew helplessness. Without you, I'd never have known that feeling. Thank you so much. Now, what about you, manager? Have you ever felt helpless to control anything? When unbearable things pour down from somewhere that isn't your body and overwhelm you, it just feels so awful to be helpless, being out of control of yourself. Come on, please tell me, so I can feel rewarded just a bit. Oh, so this is also going to start happening. When a cutscene is said by A, it'll just have the letter A in the top right.
Mm.
Elijah
This
was
is
impatient.
me. It's me. It's me.
Kind of, yes.
I've
Sometimes Moon, sometimes not.
well, A is always me for real, for real.
Except in the final cutscene where he got
Only
vocal surgery, so his
yeah, he
voice
got
changed.
vocal surgery
Yeah.
cause somebody uh ate them. I don't know. Ate their
Yeah, yeah,
vocal cords for real. Yummy.
Vocal cords are just like spaghetti.
So
I hate
true.
that you said that.
Man,
Elijah was
that's
in.
bad cable management, you know?
Elijah
Ahem.
was.
No, I read this
Are
one.
you gonna voice it?
I'll
Okay,
read
okay.
it. All right, I'll read it. You put quotes on one side. I don't see where the quotes end.
It's the entire thing. I just forgot to put it at the end.
Ahem. Elijah was impatient, and her impatience caused many common mistakes. She once went on a long, winding filibuster of why she needed to finish the experiment, but I don't remember the details. Whenever she was told that she wasn't ready yet, I could see the strong desire in her eyes. It was a craving, a bizarre obsession. If another person had been in my place, they may have turned around for the sound of hasty footsteps. Cogito was something that she couldn't access at her level of authority. The only task was the only task she was ordered to do was record the changes that occurred during the test in the test subject. I can read. I can read. We're
You can
all
read.
great at reading here, I swear.
We're all great at reading, I swear.
Just don't test my literacy.
Oh yeah, by the way, gore warning, just to let you know.
Yeah, there's gonna be a
Sometimes
lot
we
of
say
that
it.
this stream. I'm pretty sure. This game, the game is very this,
Very.
very
and we're not even showing like some of the terrible shit either. It's
Oh
great.
yeah, just wait till Banaz cutscene. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's so good.
Just some visual eye candy for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, some visual eye candy for wrong.
That is the text.
Yeah. Definitely eye candy for wrong.
Violently maimed or text, your choice.
Yeah. This is still A, right? And
This is still A.
she was aware that the moment.
That's supposed to say moments.
Okay. She was aware that at the moment Cogito was absolutely not ready for human use. When I finally realized what was going on, half of her teeth had fallen out, and
Kill me, please, kill me. Ignore
then,
it.
yep.
So yeah, when that happens in the game, the game only gives you a choice to ignore her and nothing else.
It's the past. It's a memory. You can't do shit.
Angela can remember everything. There once was a certain someone who held a certain belief. That belief was hope, a light full of inspiration, proof that the world was not yet beyond saving, a compass that guided people along the path they should follow. A destiny placed upon them, meant to be carried since the beginning of time. A noble instinct forgotten by most people. That person warned us that we were slowly calling forth an inescapable disaster. The same person also told us that we are all losing something, and that we don't even know what it is we are losing. Not a single soul believed the story at first. Everyone could walk, see, hear, and speak. All disease had long since been conquered. Eventually, more and more people stood alongside that person in a place where history and promises were gone. It was a precious step. Hello, Acer. I'm really glad to join this team. Oh, so by the way, between 5 and 6, you always have a boss fight with the Sephira, just to let you know, Bydra. Um, I wanted
What
to
you do.
include some stuff about them, but I didn't end up doing it. Hello, Acer. I'm really glad you to join this team. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is blank. I'll try my best to help this team. I was writing a report. Where did it get off to?
Could at least shown like a small image, because like the boss fights look and sound really cool. So
Yeah, I wish I had, but they
just
are
put one like
very.
right there.
Change the
We
slides
we
for right now.
we can at least check out Gabura and Bana since they're especially special.
Uh-huh.
Also, this boss fight is really fucking annoying, by the way, Bydra. Basically, so Lobotomy Corporation gives you 4 different work types on abnormalities. This boss fight makes it so the work types are randomized to different work types every day cycle, and it's really annoying.
So I have to manually fix everything.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, ignore that. I took this from a YouTube video. Cool YouTuber. But yeah. Anyways, this is you again, Moon.
Okay.
Though you're also Malkuth, but I just did her anyways.
And it's too late. It's we're just I'm doing what I can
Yeah,
to
fair.
manage noise level and stuff. So nothing could be achieved through passion alone. It was obvious what mistakes impatience could cause. So we needed to take our time. The situation wasn't bright enough for me to remember everyone's name or personality. There's no T there.
Or
Or
personally.
name or Oh, I can read. I can read. Don't worry. I only read like 2 words ahead, so sometimes it's hard to do that. The situation wasn't bright enough for me to remember everyone's name or personally respond to meaningless gestures. It was only after a very long time that I realized giving praise once in a while may have been a good idea.
So there's yeah, you saw it before in the Tipperot. That's what Malkuth looks like. They all have unique designs, and it's pretty cool. You're so silly. I think you confuse us for humans from time to time. I feel like I had a dream for the first time in a while. The other Sephira told me that I damaged the facility a lot. Have you ever felt it, manager? The feel of sailing the ocean without a map or any kind of guidance? The feeling of groping blindly through a vast darkness. It feels like I'm an island on that vast ocean. I work in the control team. Nobody knows how much pressure it is to be in a position to command everyone else until they've truly tried it themselves. I'm sure you know how it feels, manager. Everything starts tumbling down on top of you when you start thinking you might not be able to handle it. Have you ever looked into the eyes of a dying employee? Don't look away from them, saying that there's nothing you can do for them. Don't just be sorry for the dying sacrifices. Don't blame yourself, thinking that you could have done better. Only after you can confront those moments as they are will you be able to see other things. I saw you overcome unavoidable trials, those of which probably originated from me. To be honest, I wasn't sure you would make it. Am I being too forward? We can't change the past, I know. I don't expect you to be a shining beacon or a lighthouse in the vast ocean, or that this place will suddenly become all peaceful and warm. But maybe we can just try and wait, right? We'll take in all these horrible moments. Though I want you to be the one bearing the suffering, manager, like we are now. The will to stand up straight.
What if I stand crooked?
In this world, the mind has lost everything its weight, its significance. Now it is nothing. Everything advances, but the human mind is simply too slow and placid to catch up. All that remains are the 26 singularities and those who are tied to them. Humankind has deserted its former beliefs. It now has little respects for the various pillars that had supported us. These days, no one ever dreams, nobody ever earnestly believes in or wishes for anything. The belief once strong within a certain woman is now obsolete and worthless, abandoned like an old music box. Everything has gone quiet as if nothing had happened in the first place. A could not stand that despicable silence. So what do you think happened to him? On a bright, sunny day with clear skies, he died. Angela was both the first witness of his death and one of the culprits in his murder. However, A has always existed here, watching you ever since you stepped inside. Sometimes the Sephiroth ask Angela, why do we have to bear this pain? Why do we have to know the cold agony of loss, the insidious poison of obsession, the soft light of wishing, the unbearable pain of despair, then the hope to embrace it all with open arms? Angela thought she could answer anything, but even she could not answer that. A machine must behave as a machine, a phrase A told Angela often. Perhaps A, the one who would know better than anyone about this fact, made them like this because it's all a stage play. No, a puppet show for him. You seem to have no idea Of course, there's no way for you to know the answer, but now it's time for you to learn the answer. It's something Angela has always done. First in hope, second through agony, third in pain, fourth for anxiety, fifth out of distrust. Now nothing remains. Commencing memory synchronization. And then jumps bright light jump scare. This happens after that
Booga booga.
scene ends. Oh yo, it's Gabura time! Gabura doesn't recognize you and
Gerba.
instantly insults you after
Gerb.
learning you're the manager. She is the head of disciplinary focused on combat. She says her department has no need for cowards. She says the people she hates the most are those who whine and see pity and abnormalities in employees, those who don't want to see anything die. She asks you what you think of the abnormalities are. Abnormalities can be damaged but never destroyed. They do seem to feel pain, however. She wants to make their unending lives as painful as possible. I forgot about this one. So because oh yeah. So this one is like 4 people who talk. Hod. Do you really feel nothing about this? Netza, try drinking some enkephalin. That's Moon also, but whatever. Enkephalin, close your eyes and open them again. It's not his cutscene.
Your
Who's there?
speaking privileges are removed.
Angela, I'm glad to see you are not as feeble-minded as the other Sephiroth. It is important to keep a clear mind in any situation. Gabriel, why are you scratching yourself so much? Now it's Yasad. Moon, become engineer.
Okay. Sorry about
It's
that.
like
Engineer game.
Engineer gaming.
Yeah, so Moon
Where
gave
am I
Yasad
reading?
engineer gaming voice.
Where am I reading? Where is the start of my part?
Second paragraph.
It's so big. It's the whole second paragraph. Is it also the? Do I also have to read the paragraph? That's
It's second, fourth, and the purple line in the third one. That's Yasad.
that's
That
blue.
looks blue.
That is blue.
Whatever.
That is blue, Gerald. I can't believe this guy.
You're
This
all
guy.
colorblind.
This guy is colorblind. Chat. This guy is colorblind.
So true.
Fish react him. God, this is gonna hurt. A second. Engineer Gaming. Seeing as we're meeting again, you must have completed your tasks, manager. I'd give you a compliment if I didn't have so much work to do. The information team has a task they must do periodically. You must have realized that there are some blanks in the abnormality records. Among the tremendous amount of information we gather, there are some that should remain off limits to the employees for security reasons. The names of the employees are one such thing. Any trace of them. What happened to their gruesome death, their desperate will to live. All of that has been stripped away from the records on a false pretense of expunging information. There is no way for me to know what the criteria for stripping the records are. They're set by another department, not us. We only manipulate the information we receive per orders. Isn't it funny? We've degenerated. We've degenerated into a department that destroys and manipulates since information is ordered. Yet somehow we're still called the information department, or team. Whatever, same difference. Department, team, it's the same thing. For sure. However, I introduce myself as the Sephira of the information team. I sometimes feel something bubbling up inside me. Why not?
That's the after that Angela cuts in. Also, by the way, before we continue, just to say this, I'm gonna send Bydra pictures of the boss fights and explain them as we get to them because I still want them to see those because they're pretty cool. So I just if you didn't see, I sent you Malko's one by Bydra in DMs.
I guess I'm Angela.
You're also
Technically, technically, I'm like at least 3 of these characters, if not all of them, when we were
You are
playing.
3 of them. I am Hod.
I'm all of the characters, actually, Geralt.
Now the question: does Font speak again?
Oh, true.
Nope,
No, I don't think so.
gone.
No.
They're gone.
She actually doesn't talk for the rest of the game. That was her last speak.
Yeah, for real. She doesn't have a boss fight, unlike all the other
No,
ones.
no, no, she doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't.
She doesn't get one of those.
She's perfectly sane, unlike the other ones.
Just like me, I'm perfectly sane, chat. That's me. Low poly sane. Low poly sanity for real. God, how did I just calmness is what I did. I just became calm, became the calmest there ever would be, and ever has been, ever will be, and ever is. For real. Some of those were the same words, but different.
So true.
Yasad, did you receive the documents to expunge? You will get the list of employees soon as well. Please do not forget to review it after you have finished expunging the documents. I have to do engineer gaming every time he talks, mostly because it's how I get myself into the voice. Ahem. Miss Angela, what do you think it means to remember someone's name? This is a work you regularly do. Why are you so emotional about it today? Ahem. Maybe names were marks. I can read.
I like how you
Maybe.
said that in the Hod voice too.
I have to keep the voice or it'll disappear forever. I'm just gonna talk like this for the rest of my career. This is my voice now, not a engineer. It's my voice, for real. Ahem. Maybe names were marks atypical beings gave each other to engrave each other upon their memories. Someone might have named you, Angela, following the same concept. Ahem. Yasad, if you happen to be too tired, please take a break. Ahem. I knew you'd say that. Referring to employees by name is not recommended here. When employees first enter the company, each one receives their own unique identification number. This is to allow the company to identify them using the minimum amount of personal information we have. We have their numbers in our data storage devices. Malkuth has never called the employees by their names ever since she started working here. Maybe she is the most ideal Sephira amongst all of... Sorry. My brain...
Die.
No,
Die.
it's not your fault. It's not your fault, Gerald. It's the actual line, but my brain went... Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. It's not your fault. It's my brain. I have insane amounts of brain rot. It's not your fault. Aren't we genuinely almost halfway? By the way, it's crazy. It's been like an hour.
That's crazy. It's probably because it's weighted towards the second half with all the long.
Yeah, probably. I can read.
Fuck off.
Time to read. Ahem. Maybe she is the most ideal Sephira amongst us all. Amongst all us Sephirat. I can read, I swear, I remember how everything's pronounced. It's just words. This is not to say that Malkuth deserves to take all the pain as well. None of us do. What kind of poor taste is that? To lock us inside metal bodies and throw us into an endless loop of days that feel just the same as yesterday. I'm talking to you. What's with that oblivious expression? I heard you might be one of the architects responsible for our creation. The only thing I could do here is remember the names of a few forgotten employees and eternally despair, feeling nauseous from every single breath of air. Have you had fun watching your guinea pigs run around in circles? See, I told you. I had been rotten from the inside
way,
for a long time.
In between that last line and the guinea pig line, his sprite changes to one where he's vomiting out a black liquid, by the way. Oh yeah.
Man, what's with these people? Can't believe them. Why would they do this?
Why would they do this?
Chat, why would they do that? This is also me. What's up, gamers? Gremlin noise.
Die.
Vidra error requires Moon to run hydrate.exe.
You should probably hydrate.
I've been hydrating the whole stream.
Hydrate better.
No, you. Gabriel.
Hydrate or you dehydrate.
Man, that sentence ends there. I said that like this, it was the final word. Or like I was talking to him directly. Ahem. Gabriel was more rational than anyone else. He was unmoved even after hearing about what happened to Elijah.
Elijah is Malkuth, by the way.
Some said he lacked empathy, but nobody realized that his emotions were festering on the inside. Maybe he began falling apart from long ago, ever since Carmen left this world. He slowly became expressionless. He wouldn't allow himself to have even a paltry joy. He also couldn't stand having even the smallest part of his body exposed. We made a monster that was not supposed to exist in this world. We went too far to ever turn back. To not let what Elijah did be in vain. Instead of taking the time to grieve, everyone knew they needed to utilize this result to the fullest. He tried to maintain a facade of level-headedness, but his attempts to remain rational slowly morphed into an obsession. He started to wear long-sleeve clothing that also covered his neck. Not too much later, he started to scratch himself harshly. We suggested he receive a complete medical examination to see whether he was contaminated or had an infection. But he refused. Enforcing procedure. Health checkups were needed to prevent further damage. Persuasion became coercion, and coercion led to use of physical force. He was tied and bound for the checkup. But he resisted so desperately that it was hard for us to watch him. Eventually, it turned out he wasn't infected at all. Was that really fortunate, though? No, it wasn't. The examination did not resolve anything. He kept scratching himself so harshly, even worse than before. When I saw him last, he was lucid or cognizant. He wasn't lucid or cognizant to any human speech, and his body was completely covered in scratches. No one had no one has seen him since then.
Oh, good. I'm gonna give it, even though this was your character, I'm gonna give you a break and voice them.
Yeah.
Keep going. I just displayed this to show you new thing.
Whoa!
New thing unlocked.
Hey, are you listening to me? I yearn to help people. By the way, all the censored things are lines that are said by A. They just are censored so you can't see what he's actually saying. No, becoming a wing is not my goal. Well, everyone says that, but let me put it this way. What use are wings if you can't fly? What if we could reach the sky without wings? What I mean is, if we grow the stalk straight up like a tree, we could reach the sky for sure, even if it would be a slow climb. Can you feel it? The sunlight here is very warm. Sometimes I dream about photosynthesis, lying down comfortably with my eyes closed, just soaking it up.
The temptation to say redacted whenever you went over the line.
Redacted. SCP ones.
Why is Oh yeah, we could do Kabura one already. Kabura calls for last task too easy. It says you're too decisive and passive. Hased arrives, which is the blue guy with the coffee mug. He loves coffee. Telling Kabura to scale back the suppression plan she sends him. Kabura tries to shoo him away, agitated by his presence, but he's stubborn and interrogates her about how some ego in his department is malfunctioning. She says she'll make it up to him, but if he pushes it, she'll aim the ego at his head. Hesed departs and Hod arrives, asking Gabura to change her plan into a more defensive operation. Gabura can't comprehend changing a plan in a way that would be nicer to the abnormalities. Yeah, it's time for Moon to voice again.
Man, I am engineer. I am the engineer, and I am gaming. I heard about Elijah. I'm sorry. I guess now everyone should know that there are consequences to forcefully entering a laboratory with restricted access. Also, you were very careless not to put the supply room key back in its proper place. You may think I'm being too strict, but I can't help it. I'm not saying anything false. We should set up a time for when keys must be returned to prevent people like you from causing this again. ... I wore this to prevent chemicals from splashing on my body. Don't worry, I'm just a little tired. No need to show concern. I'll go prepare for the upcoming experiment. God. All of the fucking hard voices are first because I got tired of doing them and I didn't want to do them for more characters. That's not actually the reason, but like mostly early character voices.
I mean, Netsu's is like...
Netsu's like just depressed. It's just me.
Yeah, it's depressed.
But like I chill out way further. Like I just stop. I just don't put emphasis. It's just Netsa.
It's like sitting in a chair.
The reason
that's the beanbag chair. You just stink and
Yeah.
you slowly
And
vanish.
Comparing Netsa to a beanbag chair is very accurate.
The only reason you saw it as engineer is because it was funny.
I don't even remember why.
I don't know. It just became his voice. It was funny. It was a joke. It just happened. It's too late to go back now. it was funny, and then it was the permanent voice.
You
Which
can't
is
control Z what you've done.
exactly. And then I like how I'm saying that I can't fucking change it now. I'm like already this. I'm like, and I'm like the hard voices at the beginning, and that's not even true. For one, we got Old Man. A
Yeah.
is a hard voice, but he's like the entire game.
Yes.
And
Also, Gabura gives you some trouble every time we have to voice
because I
Gabura
can't,
again.
I lose that voice every time. It's not. It's just
Yeah, for clarification, Bydra, I Moon voiced Malkuth, Netza, not Hod, sorry, Yasod, Malkuth, Netza, Male Tiferet, Gabura, and one
oh
of the
yeah.
ones we haven't seen yet. I voiced Hesed, Hod, female Tiferet, and one of the characters we haven't seen yet.
So you did 4 and Moon did 6.
Yes.
No, that doesn't sound right.
I was counting.
I did A as well, and I did B, and I did B as a character for B is
Now that's 7. That throws off the count. What the hell?
well, B is like 2 characters, so like we haven't seen B the rest of the way, but like yeah.
They've existed.
1 second.
Geralt doing numbers over there. Look at that guy Goober up there in that corner doing numbers. The hell. Look at that guy, chat. He's looking at numbers. Anyway.
I guess
Ahem.
it was lopsided. I thought we split it evenly.
No.
Hold up, I'm doing numbers.
Oh, it's because there's 9 of them. What do you mean? Of course it's lopsided. There's an odd number of them.
I guess you did also do like one part for A, like one character.
No, I did 3. I did we'll get they're part of it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing, yeah.
I did 3
Logistical nightmare.
parts for A.
Yeah. Burger. Anyway, wounds have a way of revealing themselves, even for those who wish to keep them concealed. For Gabriel, it was the change in his clothes. Maybe it was easier on his mind to conclude that Elijah's death was caused by a violation of the rules.
Oh, I forgot to hold on.
He tried harder.
I forgot to send Bydra Yasod.
Yeah. He tried harder to stick to his principles. He tried to maintain his objectivity. But perhaps his excessive rationality is what destroyed him. His earnest hope to not see anyone else die couldn't reach me. No, there was no point in lying anymore. I pretended that I didn't hear his desperate cry.
By the way, Bydra,
Mhm.
Yasod's boss is fucking awful, by the way. It's like one of the worst ones in the game. All it does is make it harder to see the game by pixelating the game more and more as the day cycles go on until everything is like 10
1
bits.
pixels.
And then he inverts the colors of the game, and it's genuinely awful to play.
Oh boy.
I enjoyed every moment of it.
There's
Chad.
a clip on Moon's channel of him getting to the inverted color phase, and it's really funny.
It's so painful. It was so yucky. I'll totally never do that again. There's totally never gonna be a remake of this game ever. And a remake will definitely be
Also, by the way, I like Yasod's robot and how it's completely covered in like binds and wrappings because he completely
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Definitely. It's very good design.
Ties into the
Ahem. I
human.
have to
design.
read an engineer again. I'm gonna die.
It
My
ties
voice
into
is.
the human aspect.
Hmm?
The human design, it ties it in that way. That's what
Yeah.
My voice is gonna die. It's
Don't
doing
worry,
all of
we're
the.
almost done with Yasad.
And then right into the old man voice for real.
So true, we're going to the old man.
God, it's gonna
He
hurt. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt for real. There's no need to ask if I'm doing all. This is the. This is.
That's
That
the
felt
wrong
wrong.
voice. This is
Ahem. Engineer Gaming. There's no need to ask if I'm doing alright. I heard about you and what I did I heard about what you and I did yesterday. I felt like it was the first time I lost myself. It was not quite pleasant, but it was not as terrible as I expected. To be either. Rather, I feel relieved. Not to say that all the hatred that surrounds me was completely washed away. I still see that rotting hallucination, and sometimes I feel disgusted and have an unbearable anger towards you. However, if there is one aspect that has changed, it is that I can be in as much despair as I want to now. Someday, a hope will painfully grow out of the rotten wound. What you gave us was a seed of hope. It seems that you're also on the way to embracing your painful past. It's always the beginning. It's always the beginning that's difficult. And your outfit still isn't up to the company standard. I suppose I should seriously consider having penalty points apply even to the manager. Nah.
the rationality to maintain discretion.
Nah, I'm gonna wear nope, I'm gonna wear pajama pants. I'm gonna wear like a hoodie, with cut sleeves and just wear like with the hood up. Be
And it's
big chilling.
all piss yellow.
No. And
And
it's all like what's that called? Like when you throw it into a dot like a all just rainbow. Like it's all a bunch of colors. Like it's just like it's the
also
bright.
the cut hoodie just has
As
random holes in it.
unpleasant to look at as possible.
Yeah, every shade of color, every color, it was specifically picked out to be the worst version of that color.
They couldn't find a worse version of purple, unfortunately, so they just had to include purple.
No, they just got rid of the purple. No purple on
So
that
true, so
shirt.
true. There's no
Because
purple on
if you can't find a terrible version of purple, what's the point of putting it on the terrible shirt?
True.
Whoa.
You can continue. This is just another. Yeah. Oh, to work in an experiment with my favorite junior, I feel unstoppable, like a tiger given wings. Don't be so humble. You could have gone to any wing you wanted, but you still chose to come here. Is it because of your trust in me? Just wait. I'll make sure you won't regret your decision. Look at this. Everyone's subconscious leads straight to death. Everyone is forcibly locking away their own light and potential. And here, this is the treatment I've told you about, the treatment for the soul. Trust me, we've made a worthy first step. People will gather around us soon enough. I sincerely welcome you to this place. Yo! Hased is alone in disciplinary. He asks you if you feel like Gabura is strangely obsessed with suppression. She entirely disregards any employee casualties during her suppression Angela is aware but turns a blind eye. He says it's as if Gabura was born to suppress abnormalities. Passing on these words to Gabura, she warns you to not act as if you know everything. She's been here a long time and seen much more than you. Flashback. Gabura used to know a man named Christopher
Vidra
and
error
a
requires Moon
woman
to run
named Isabel
hydrate.exe.
and their daughter Gilly, the worst name ever made. They comforted her and ensured that she had a soul. Abnormalities originate from humans. Gabura asks Angela why an abnormality has Christopher's watch and is mimicking his voice. She said the abnormality carries the will of the man she called Christopher. Angela forces an experiment where Isabel and Gilly are sent into the containment unit. The only thing that comes out of that containment unit was Gilly's old blanket. Gaburo despises that abnormalities can slaughter as many people as they want, but they can never die. Hurting abnormalities is the only reason Gabura is still standing here.
Yeah.
Once we hit 2 hours, I'm gonna need to take a break to get water and stuff. So,
Okay.
because I'm out now.
Yo, he's out of water. Chat.
Everyone spam hydrate.
For real.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Oh,
Oh
the
god
time
damn it! It's
loader.
on a 20-minute cooldown. Fuck you. Anyways, you're Netza, so.
I'm definitely.
Emotional damage.
Why would you do that? This is nuts on now. Who's this guy?
No, I'm actually going to let you like a fish.
What? Nah.
Yeah.
Who's this guy? What's this guy saying, chat? Chat, is this real? Anyway, I don't know, man. I was gonna get back. Don't worry, Hod. This is the entire dialogue.
So true.
That's a very common side effect when you first take enkephalin. It's just like a light hallucination. It'll disappear after 2 or 3 times. So don't worry too much about it. For me, it was an employee whose face had half melted, crawled over my feet and grabbed me by the shoulders, asking why I let her die.
That wasn't a hallucination or anything.
Then what? Are you trying to say that dead employees are suddenly coming back to life?
You know, like unbelievable things happen here, so maybe it's possible for dead employees to come back as if nothing happened, right?
I'm not in any state to say this, but you don't look too good. Why don't you skip today's meeting?
I can't do that. We have an abnormality response training today. They need me to run the drill properly.
You're really something, huh? I don't think there's another Sephira here who cares about their employees as much as you do.
Right? Look, Tiffany, I was right. I'm a good person. I'm a good Sephira. Hello, everyone. Today we will. This is an employee talking, I believe. Oh no, this is Tiffany. That's right. Are you still trying to play the good Sephira? Be focusing on abnormality response training. How many times do I have to tell you? You're only a sad piece of rusty scrap metal, putting on an act of being a good person. Now, I want everyone to pay close attention here. The abnormality we'll suppress today needs to be handled differently than the others. If you hope that living such a life would ease your conscience, that's really selfish. Starting now, I will be explaining the method I devised. Please listen carefully. At least the other Sephira are humble to admit they're not perfect. Quiet. Oh, sorry. Where were we? This is employees. Excuse me, Mr. I have a question. Yes. What
I
is
feel
it?
like one of these guys was. Hello, it is me,
It was
Russian.
one of them was Russian guy. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember which one. Though. I
We
think
can
it
be
was.
employee too.
Hello.
Do you think that the strand will make any difference? I mean, against that long bird, which is
Carol,
actually...
Carol, all I can hear when you say that is fucking is Squidward. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they hired Squidward.
Yeah, they hired
Against that
Squidward.
long bird.
For real.
By the way, Longbird is an actual abnormality in the game. I'll show you them later, Bydra, after some
We'll
time.
just go to the wiki and look at all of the different
It feels like we're on
abnormalities.
a crime, and one is all predetermined, and there's nothing we can do to change it. Well, it should yield a better result than just doing nothing. At the very least, we can prepare a preventive measure rather than just wait helpless to... It's just all about luck. We'd better off and more comfortable to simply accept that we can die at any moment while working. Just know this, you won't reach that paradise no matter what you do. I'm doing this all for you guys, even the counseling campaign. It's Russian.
Now that you mention it, that compulsory counsel. Words are very hard. I haven't done this voice in a minute. It's a little. That compulsory counseling campaign is such a pain. We'd rather have a break time instead.
Employee 3, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, number 2.
Like 3.
That's
Oh, yeah,
right there.
Bydra, you voice 3. Bydra,
You can be 3.
What? Wait,
We're forcing you.
where's employee 3?
Right here.
It's right there.
Oh.
Yeah, right there.
Why
It's
is our
the rest.
department the
What?
only one that has to deal with these programs?
It will keep repeating itself. Live with eternal sorrow and remorse in that metal mass. Well, all of you would be dead by now if I hadn't helped you. Why aren't you thanking me? Do you want me to get rid of you like Velkuth does before you even make the littlest complaint? Don't say that I'm the bad one here. Are you finally admitting to your awful nature? Tiffany, why are you doing this to me? I am not Tiffany. Look at me. Can't you even distinguish your own voice anymore? Yes. Are you still having that sweet nightmare? By the way, just to inform you, Bydra, we did a bit in this game where whenever generic employees came up, one of them was the Russian guy. And
It's-
it was like the Russian guy was just going through his life at Lobotomy Corporation.
Exactly.
Until, well, we'll get to that when we get
Somebody,
to
I can't wait till somebody goes through that entire thing. Definitely somebody will definitely do it. That won't be me. Goes through that whole thing and finds and finds Russian guy's entire life story.
Still
Russian guy counter.
Yeah, he's actually screw the actual story of the game. Russian guy is actually just the actual maker of this whole thing, and he's just
so true.
he's just vibing.
He doesn't actually die in our lore or anything. Not at all.
No,
Totally.
not
That
at all.
won't
He's definitely our lore is more complicated for real
Yeah,
than
so
that.
true,
He would never die.
Big brain time.
Yeah.
It's big brain time. Man. Whoa. It's the garbage can.
In the fray.
Man.
Man, I hate my job. Why did I work here? I don't know. Ahem. Shaking my fist at the person who runs this place. I don't know. Definitely not me. Ahem. When I read the article detailing...
Red.
Huh?
English. It's red, not read.
I don't care. When I read the article detailing Michelle's suicide, it was just as our experiment was starting to show some progress.
You say a word, I'll fucking kill you.
Michael.
Michelle was the youngest among us. I'm sorry, I can't say it with a straight face.
Sorry, chat. I'm leaving. I gotta go to wherever.
This guy, no, you can't. Please don't leave. I'll get better. I need to. The Among Us brain rot is ingrained in my skull. I'm sure it's ingrained in like everybody who watches this it has some Among Us brain rot in their brain. It doesn't matter how under a rock you are. Among Us is for some reason a constant for people. It's weird. So true.
It's like the biggest thing ever made in fiction.
No, definitely not. But for some reason, it exists. It's so.
We don't know that. Maybe it is.
No matter where I fucking look, those beans. Those goddamn beans.
Anyways, moving on.
Ahem. It's gonna. I swear to God, there's gonna be so many times. I know that it's an actual fucking phrase, but it's been scrubbed out of like so many things now because it's a game now, and so like so many people stop saying things that are Among Us,
and it was incredibly memes for 5 years.
Yes. And now nobody says Among Us outside of referring to Among Us, like most of the time. I don't know why. It's why the brain rot stuck so hard in my brain, in my skull. Fucking goddamn. Where was I? I already forgot. Michelle was the youngest among us.
Why did you ask where you were? Of course you were right after the part where he says Among Us.
She was... I can't believe you did that. I'm actually upset. I don't remember where that is on my soundboard, but like I'm still upset about that.
It's also fucked up considering the rest of this paragraph that Moon is about to read. You'll see. Don't worry. Keep going. Keep going.
I believe you.
God. She was a timid and innocent employee. It made her an easy target. Maybe it was her fate to be used as a pawn of the wings that were alert to us. Or of the head that would watch over us constantly. You likely didn't know things would go the way they did. You'd never have thought that a puny kid like you would bring out our demise. You'd never have believed that the situation would end up so much worse than your intentions. You probably tried to comfort yourself in the end, telling yourself that you did the best you telling yourself that you did the best you could. Yeah. Where was I? Is that right? That's where I was?
In this world is where you are right now.
Okay. Ahem. That in this world, in that moment, there wasn't any other option for you. But Carmen was the person who was trying to change this world. The world that you resigned yourself to. If we meet again in hell, will I finally be able to forgive you?
Crumple up the newspaper. Alright, so before we continue, I gotta pull up Vidra's DM. This is what Hod looks like. Yeah, funny, yeah. And basically, her core suppression is that she nukes all of your employees' stats and, like, halves their levels. It's like they're all incredibly weak now, and you have to deal with it for the entire day.
It's not even that terrible compared to a lot of other ones. As long as
we'll get to that. We'll get to those.
Yeah, it gets worse, but you know.
We'll get there when we get there.
Also, by the way, it's a cool thing that's not gonna get displayed for you, but in all of the boss fights, all of the Sephira have like their thoughts and emotions displayed as words going across the screen, and they appear and disappear all across everywhere. You'll probably see it if we end up showing you Gabura's suppression or whatever.
Should like I should have prefaced the stream as like heavy spoilers. I mean, it's literally the
It's
lore.
I
So
mean,
like,
we're literally going through all of the lores, so I mean,
so if
Lobotomy
somebody,
Corp
if
lore prep for Ruina.
yeah,
Oh, sad thing.
I'm sure that nobody will watch this and get angry in any comment section of any kind that
oh,
this
so
was.
true.
Yeah, people are very smart and understand that when something is a lore, is explaining the lore, that it is going to spoil some shit. Anyway, where were we? This is
Ah, in
you.
this place, the sunlight is truly warm. Maybe I was a tree in my past life. Hmm. Think of a former life as the life my soul lived before being born into the current form you see now. Isn't this fun to just think about? My next life, I would want to be a person with a beautiful voice, like the wisest person in the world. Then everyone would pay more attention to what I say. No, maybe that's too much to ask, especially with all the abilities I already have. Hmm. And what about you? Who or what would you want to become? What kind of thought is that? Look at this here, a medicine extracted from the human subconscious, a form made of a formless concept. Isn't it fascinating? You see, this will become a seed of sorts. Since we've discovered an incurable disease, it would only be fair to discover a cure for it, don't you think?
Okay, before we do this, before we start
Oh,
reading, I'm gonna
water?
take a break. I'm gonna get up, go walk around for a minute. I recommend you
He's
people do
watering.
the same.
And we'll do as well.
Putting
I will
myself on
sit in my
BRB.
chair and wait for them to get back.
Okay, I'll put BRB on. You'll be muted for the duration. I'll be back.
Alright, this is the time I could.
Womp womp.
Womp
Back
womp.
to the grind of reading. Can you believe this,
Yeah,
chat?
they can hear me, right? You've unmuted me?
Yes,
Okay.
probably.
Angela, Gabura, and someone named Mio are having a meeting. Mio is the white-haired girl between them two, by the way. Lobotomy Corporation is making a contract with the Wing, R Corp. R Corp will give military protection and support, while Elsie will give them the energy they require to maintain operation. Mio is the head of the rabbit team, mentioning the reindeer and rhino team and how they wouldn't be suited for this place. Yes, all of the teams are named after our animals. Gabura is angry about the inclusion of an outsider in the suppression of abnormalities. Mio retorts, insulting her state and saying if she was like this back in the day, if maybe she was like she was back in the day, she would stand a chance. Mio says she was surprised when she found Gabura, saying she's fallen from her grace. She tells her not to ruin her fond memories of Gabura's hero status in her eyes. Gabura suffers flashbacks to Christopher and to her other self experiencing abnormalities, slaughtering those she cares about. Oh boy, it's hard. 6S1 Angela time. You, Moon, it's you. Moon. Also, that's Hod's other form, previous life form, by the way, in the bottom right. She doesn't have a line in this cutscene, right now, but
Just
that's what
exists.
she looks
Hold
like.
on.
I just wanted to include it.
Ahem. Try with two Y's.
That's truly, by the way. I don't know. Oh, right. That wasn't my fault. So I copy pasted this from the wiki. They wrote it as try instead of truly. I thought I changed it, but I guess I didn't for some
This guy
reason.
didn't change it. This guy didn't spell check. For real. Lamau. Anyway.
Isn't that just how you spell truly anyway?
That
So
is
true.
honestly
That is so
truly is spelled for real. Like is how you spell it.
Yeah.
It's how you spell truly is FRFR is how you spell truly.
Wait, truly, you spell it FORREAL, FORREAL.
For real?
For real? For real?
For real?
Do you believe that there is truly inexcusable behavior? Nobody is perfect. If we realize that in forgiving others, your enemy didn't deserve. What? Sorry, my brain is skipping word context in this second. I'm reading. If we realize that in forgiving others, your enemy didn't deserve forgiveness, but rather that you needed peace, would things be better?
The second paragraph is A, by the way.
Ahem, it's me again, mother truckers. That hurt like a. Sorry, no. Ahem. Are you sure you can really join our experiment in such an unstable situation? Michelle, let me cut to the chase. We're performing experiments that go directly against the head's ideals. If your beloved parents or your precious friends try to coax you, are you confident that you'd be able to refuse them? She wasn't able to say anything to my browbeating. Carmen broke the silence instead.
This one's cute. I like all the CGs, but this one's cute. Don't be too harsh on her. She's amazing to be here at such a young age.
Just like everyone else, Michelle liked Cartman. Hem. That was not trickery or show. She wasn't the manipulative sort of person who'd keep up such a facade. either. I shouldn't have made her give the answers she avoided speaking no matter what. Did Michelle receive what she wanted? I don't know. Did she accomplish her purpose by trampling on us? And Carmen, I can read and pronounce. Both skills I'm very good at, I promise. I'll never know. Do I have any right to bear hatred towards her? The answer was no. I was no different from her. To be honest, I never wanted you to die in misery. Like that nasty tabloid article gossiped. Anyway,
He's dying.
I am dying.
Yo, look at Hod. She has the ahoge she has in her regular sprite as an antenna.
That's crazy.
Peak
Were you
design.
able to
Design.
what?
Peak
Peak design.
Peak design, yeah, peak design, peak design. Don't worry. When we get to Hased, we'll get to truly peak robot design. Were you able to successfully face yourself, manager? When I awoke to find myself here, I thought this could be my second chance. I thought I could redeem myself and liberate myself from my mistakes. What I did can never be undone. A sunken pebble can never float to the surface again. I wanted to be a kind person. I wanted to show everyone that I might be okay here somehow. Was I truly being considerate of others? Silly me. There's no room for something like that here. I was a hypocrite. All those nice acts were for myself. I'll keep trying to be a better person, even now. It may be specious, and some may hate me for it, but as long as my efforts can save a person's life or give a person the consolation they need, I will live on with that pride as a stepping stone. So, manager, let's keep trying together in this interminable hell. The hope to be a better person.
Man.
Oh yeah, fun CG. Oh, this was before I figured I couldn't find the CG without the text, so just keep going. This is A, so it's you. Then.
Ahem, it's me again.
Is
I'm
this
gonna
the
be
really long
back.
cutscene? I think that's 41, or it might be 31. I don't remember. Anyways, continue.
Imagine not knowing which cutscene this is, and only being 89 out of what?
171, I think.
I was, can't believe this. We're, like, at least halfway through, quote unquote. Not
At
in
least.
text, but in... maybe not in the text, but in the amount of slides we're halfway through. Agony and rage mixed, blending together in the mist.
What the fuck was that noise?
One couldn't determine if the smoke was responsible for the madness, or if the cries of agony spewed forth the smoke.
Yo, it's B. We had no concrete voice for him the entire time. So it's B. No, shut up. No, shut up. I'll voice them. Uh, Are you researching machines now? That's great. Now I can really see what a jack of all trades can do. To be frank, I thought I was pretty great too, but now watching you makes me think I was terribly full of myself. Would it be all right if I helped you? I think I would make a serviceable assistant. It's good you're up and passionate again. It is an honor to take part in a project with a scholar I respect. Is something the matter? Are you okay right now? This is Angela.
Ahem. This is No. I don't know, man. Some people... I don't even know, man. I don't even know. The truth is, you were not actually okay at all, were you? If a ray of sunlight breaks your heart and collapses your mind with longing and nostalgia, and seeing plants outside invokes an unknown rage tearing down your rationale. Rational thought. Rationale is also a word, but not that one. Then we have no choice but to stay underground. Let us start anew. The corporation that mourns her.
Yo,
So
much
much
reading
text. Yeah, baby. That's what we're waiting for.
Oh, for
This
the
is
weed
gonna.
man.
This is the weed guy. So cool.
Yeah, this is the depressed guy who wants to die.
And who is yummy enkephalin for
Yummy
real.
drug. Pretty sure
I
enkephalin is
actually
more
like.
alcohol than weed, but that's besides the point.
Nah, he's weed man. He has green hair, therefore he's weed. He is the weed guy. He is Netza, the weed. He has weed growing out of his head. That's just how he is. I have to fucking getting my voice to fucking chill out sometimes is like impossible. So let's see how well I can keep myself fucking down in the underground or something for this entire fucking paragraph. Be honest with me, man. You're not coming to these meetings with me for praise, are you? Aren't you sick and tired of this? You'll do something great tomorrow, yet again, though it won't be anything at all that great. And Miss Angela and the other Sephira will shower you with compliments. Let's have another accident in my department. We'll have another. I can read. Don't worry about it, chat. We'll have another accident in my department. A couple will fall down and die. And some will go nuts, and a pile of them will get injuries they'll never recover from. Pod will try and cheer me up. Assad will lecture me about what regulations I didn't follow. Malkuth will try to encourage me, lively as usual. Let's try harder tomorrow. Nobody will say to my face, I figured, nobody will say to my face that it's my fault. But it'll be clear as day that I'm responsible for all of it. Surely my day always repeats like that. Starts with death, ends with death. Every employee here regularly receives a small dose of a certain drug. Did you know? It helps them become desensitized to everything. Just think about it. If your good old lunchmate is found dead, torn into thousands of pieces, who in the world would be able to clean up his dead body without a single drop of emotion? Could you blame them? Could you call them cowards for depending on drugs? Everyone is just trying to escape from this reality in their own ways. They might look and pretend to be okay, but nobody really is. I keep thinking about how I can off myself. I know it's like a metaphor. Death for us is a hypothetical concept. I heard injecting substances like enkephalin into machines will slowly but surely rust them. Then maybe I could chug a whole bottle into my body. Give myself irreversible damage. Funny. Just injected myself with way more enkephalin than I usually do. Yet my mind is clearer than ever. Hell, I feel completely lucid right now. If I were to open my eyes again, maybe it'll be somewhere without you. those other Sephiroth, or that Angela. It hasn't been fun. Let's never meet again. Ahem, it's me again, fuckers. I'm gonna introduce A like that every time, cause that's the kind of guy he is.
So true.
So upbeat and fucking angry at everybody. Truly. Ahem. We began our research on Cogito in earnest. The most urgent issue that prevailed at the time was the correct dosage. I tried to persuade people. I told them we have to proceed with the experiment in order to save Carmen and the others. Everyone fell silent when I asked for volunteers. Then, one man quietly raised his hand. It was Giovanni, who had kept to himself for most of his time here. Giovanni was one of the patients from Carmen's company. I heard they had known each other since childhood. There was no such thing as noble sacrifice. The end is always miserable. No matter how justified a cause it may be for. My statement that this experiment could bring back Carmen must have been the strongest motivation that drove him to volunteer. An experiment to find the proper dosage of a drug is not something that can be done in just a trial or two. I never talked with him much. We had nothing in common, other than our acquaintance with Carmen. Cogito emaciates the boundary of a human. And repeated experiments will leave an indelible mark. That's words.
So true. Inject Cogito. Humanity. Oh wait, that was. Hold on, that was the end of. Oh yeah, that's
What? Oh,
here is what Nessa's looks like. Um, his is the easiest one in the game because all it does is stop you from healing employees from all sources, but they heal like every few day cycles, I think. So it's like really easy.
Super easy. You'd think the one that stopped you from healing would be harder than others, but it's
Yeah,
really not. It's really
it's
the
really not.
easiest one so far.
It's
Probably the
literally
easiest one in the game.
It is the easiest one in the game for sure, because even Tifret's is like long and kind of difficult if you get purple, unfortunately.
Purple
Remember
is
that, Moon? Remember you getting purple like 5 streams in a row? That was fun.
yeah, purple.
Humanity, despite prospering with technology, is not aware of their impending suicide as a species. Humanity needed a hero, but ended up beheading her with their own with her own hands. A lot of things changed. A changed himself from a healer to a creator. The old promises he had made with her sustained him, but in a world without her, they ultimately became obsolete. Various sins sprung up from his arrogance. He became enchanted by the shadows he had created. The plan to discover the of mankind had become a relic of the past. He became skeptical of man, including himself. He looked for something to be guided by without being betrayed. The answer was machines, which A loathed deeply, became essential to him. That is how Angela was born. Yo, it's my character. Hased really likes coffee. Hased is the head of the welfare department. which has a very informal attitude. The welfare team has the highest level of satisfaction in the corporation.
The co-
The corporation.
The corporation.
An employee arrives, nervously telling Hased that they didn't take care of the ego properly, so some of them are malfunctioning. Hased reassures him that it's fine and that the employee must have had a lot of work piled up. He said he'll go check it himself instead of the employee. He acknowledged that the way he handled that is very different from the other Sephira. He knows these employees will be goners soon, so he doesn't see a reason in making them miserable.
96. Ooh, food.
I'm not even at 100 yet.
Only 100 left to go. I lied. There's actually 196 left.
No, there's actually 200 slides.
So true.
We have 104 left for real.
So true.
God damn it, I have food and I have to read.
Yeah, this is the first presentation of 5 tonight, by the way.
Yeah,
I know.
we're just gonna this is actually 200
What did
more.
you say, Vitra?
This is the first presentation of 5.
Oh yeah, this is the first presentation of 5.
Tonight. One stream.
We're
We're gonna be streaming
it was
6 years.
Yeah, it's the first presentation of 5 for the first third of Lobotomy Corporation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Totaling to 15 if
This is
Perfect math,
Lobotomy Corporation without the 26 DLCs.
so true.
I can hear myself in the background. Can you please turn that down, please? If you're over there. Way too loud. You're fine. It's just I get that you have it normally set to a normal volume, so it's fine.
How do you pronounce that name? Rowan B is Harzad?
No.
Harzad? What? What?
Add it to the compilation. Add it to the compilation of badly times they've people have butchered your username.
Not
Rowan
first, nor will be the last.
Rowan Bell Charizard.
Oh, that's an L. I thought that was is, not an L. Okay, I understand now.
Did I do it right too? I know I didn't butcher it. I know I didn't butcher it nearly as badly as most do, but
Yeah, we would never butcher a name in this.
no, I butcher everybody's name first time. It's just it's a condition.
Anyways, it's you for both of these, but the second one is A.
Mm-hmm. Let me finish this last bite of this slice of pizza so that I can.
I want pizza. Fuck you for saying pizza.
Damn it, now I'm hungry. Fuck.
That's my plan all along, you fools. Okay. If huh?
Time to open a P.O. box.
Time to open a P.O. box.
Yeah. So anyways, chat, Moon's exact address is...
Moon's exact longitudinal coordinates, sorry.
I'm gonna open a website. It's just gonna be my exact coordinates at all times.
So true.
It's gonna be so good. It's so good for VTubers to have that, you know? It's a good idea, I swear. I have to get back in the fucking zone. If Carmen was here, she'd laugh so hard at seeing the two of us talking like this. I mean, we never really talk like this, after all. I was here because I trusted Carmen, not you. I hope this will bring Carmen back to life. Ahem, I'm back from the dead for this line. Ahem. We couldn't save her. Man, who is that guy?
Who is that guy?
It was the result that I had been expecting since the very start. I couldn't answer his final words because I didn't want to dissociate.
Desolate.
Desolate? Dissociate. That's an I. What are you talking about? I couldn't
That's
answer
still
his.
not how you spell dissociate.
No, it's how you spell. It's how you pronounce it, not how you spell
That's
can't help
still
eating
not
a soul.
true.
it. It's how I pronounce dissociate for real. Anyway, I couldn't answer. God, my brain. I couldn't answer his final words because I didn't want to desolate the only hope he had left. That was my selfishness, believing that he would be at least happy in a fleeting dream. Frame drops. Oh god, not bad though. They're fine. I think it was-
Doesn't look that bad on my end.
I didn't drop any frames. I just saw the fucking thing drop for a second. I don't know what that was about. Ahem. Believing that he would at least be happy in a fleeting dream he could not wake from, lying in restlessness. Restless sleep. Shush.
Yo,
God,
boy, are you the boy?
Look at that pronunciation, Tony in chat. Nice.
Fuck is that?
Puffney.
No, it's Tony.
Also, I like how Nessa's robot is leaking enkephalin because he chugged it.
He was so thirsty.
Yeah.
Ahem. I don't know why I do that. The ahem for his voice doesn't need to exist because his voice is so fucking mellow.
Stop being so proper. What the hell?
No. So I totally failed on that enkephalin experiment of mine. Seeing that I'm facing you right now,
That word under him is out, by the way.
I'll have to check out another way next time. Don't worry. I'm just kidding. Don't peep a word of this to Miss Angela or the other Sephiroth. They'd have a field day. I heard treatment is needed for a while because my parts were full of enkephalin. It'll probably be tough. Bit painful, too. To be honest, I don't want to wake up ever again. I didn't. That. God, Josh. I don't want to.
It's a pretty important distinction
Nah.
between those two.
Nah, it's for real. He's asleep. Give him a second. He's chewing on pizza. There's a robot. He needs to eat. Him. So true. To be honest, I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to wake up ever again. It's been a while since I've had such a long sleep. But somewhere deep in my flickering subconscious, someone called out to me. That familiar, yet unfamiliar voice said this. No, you cannot. Here, you must ask my permission for anything. even for death. And then you saved me, opened my eyes once again to hear where we stand. Sadly, this place will never be safe. It's impossible, even if everyone tries. Well, there is something to get out of all this. It's to try to live, even though life is full of pain.
Be right back.
If I have to find a hold onto even the tiniest speck of possibility, if that's what you and the voice wished for, I can't help to give a shot at living up to your hopes, now can I? From the get-go, I had no respect for you. Know that, but the first time, I think that maybe it was me who called you. You came to ruin me, but also to save me. I think we're both in a similar situation. We were both caught up in the karma of the past. I'm not the one who has changed. It's you, manager. You're the one who finally started to see clearly. Fearlessness to keep on living. Woohoo. And now we're on 101.
Woo! I broke 100.
Yippee.
Yippee!
We have like an hour and a half left of what would normally be considered a normal time for the stream. So it may go for like a little bit more than that.
Good thing this is its own stream and not a continuation of Nobody Saves the World, which you are already an hour in.
Yeah. It would have been a 6-hour stream at least.
Yep.
I love that. I love that me and Gerald, I feel like we both thought this was going to take way less time. But it's reading. What are we talking about? I don't know why I'm waiting. I'm just trying to eat this.
Faster literacy. You want me to read?
No, I gotta read these two because it's Angela. Wait. No, that's B, I think. That's second. So. Well, I go first, then I think Gerald goes. I'm just eating.
Eat faster. No.
No. I want to enjoy it. And then have more later. But I'm gonna eat while Gerald's not here so that we don't have to rush and I don't have to voice like 50 characters.
Like how y'all could make me actually start voicing some of the characters, but you just sticking to what you did before.
If you want, you can take Gabura. I don't want to. That one's not my strong suit.
Sure.
Just waiting for Gerald at this point.
That's crazy.
That is pretty crazy, Gerald.
Hello, chat. I'm back.
The second paragraph, the big paragraph is B, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, why did you never go meet?
I didn't read Angela yet. I just
Oh, okay.
I wanted to wait
Just waiting
so
for
that
you.
it wouldn't be a big cut jump between,
So true. So true.
so I wouldn't
Dramatic
forget.
pause.
Yeah, dramatic pause, you know. There's
Just
also
a pun.
eating. I remember you, A. You were a person with a warm smile. Now you go.
Hey, why did you never go meet it even though you created it? But A, surely you already know. Did you put in all that work just for a simple vending machine that dispenses soda at the press of a button? Well, here's reference. Not actually. At the very least, you should give it a name. There is nothing I can do, even if you put on an expression like that. It's an unspoken rule that the creator names their creation. Don't dump your job on someone else. You're the designer. Go ahead and tell the machine its name. There, the door over there.
Whoa.
Hased tells you not to overdo it. Hased tells you there's no reason to put much effort into changing the corporation, as it will always be hell, and employees will always die. Flashback. Hased suggests a new plan to increase the welfare of employees to Angela. Present, he laughs at himself, saying, "Just look who's talking." Yo, CG, look! She's photosynthesizing. Ease up your tension and just close your eyes. Yes, just like that. Make yourself as comfortable as possible so that your mind finds itself comfortable too. It tickles, no? But just wait. Now, fade away without a trace. Feel the water and air during the different seasons, inside a different dream and a different body, forgetting and remembering everything. You've already become something. I don't know what it is, but I've already left for somewhere long ago. Please don't look for me. I will no longer be able to teach you. Click on this. Is just the. But Mr. A, please, I want to be a part of the Cogito experiment. I'm already. I can prove it. The particles scattered across the floor, sparkling light. Kill me, please, kill me, A. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's
This is
me.
Angela. This is
No, it's
Angela.
me again. It's me again. I. Nah, ugh. Just as you commanded, I have written up the job application form for our corporation. The reception is good. Everyone thinks that it's a new employment method that, that does not concentrate on one's abilities. The number of applicants is projected to meet the initial calculation. The experiments are almost complete. We will soon hire people to the order of priority you've at. Words.
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 Okay. We will soon hire people to the order of priority you've stated. I've also arranged a meeting with Time Track. Are you thinking about those who have left you?
Has said jokes about Angela showering you with compliments for your work. He used to have a burning passion in the past. He took up coffee because he didn't feel like sleeping anymore. Once he even insisted on managing the abnormalities himself. Flashback. Hesed presents a plan to Angela, one that will improve welfare while costing less. He wants machines to take the dangerous jobs of humans in the corporation. Angela refuses, saying it will never happen. He insists to her he'll never give up on this. The synchronization is complete. Angela can tell the moments you're reminiscing about just by your expression. The process always ends with the same expression and tears. You're a prisoner. You locked yourself up in this prison. The key has always been in your own hands. Angela's role was to correct to you whenever you made a wrong decision. Now she's quite tired of it. She doesn't understand why you repeat the cycle or what you're hoping to achieve while slowly killing yourself. And frankly, she doesn't wish to know. In this moment, you hold the fragments of when you were once a. She she would be glad if you stopped the cycle now. That last line is Angela, by the way.
Hello anew, A. I give you a warm welcome back to your Lobotomy Corporation.
They said the thing. They said the thing.
No, I mean, like they've said it the entire time. Whatever.
Nah, they've never said the Lobotomy Corporation before.
He says Angela does a good job at cheeking. He just says Angela does a good job at keeping everyone in check for her play. Anytime someone tries to get out of their role, she becomes merciless. He learned that himself well. Flashback. Hased was searching through documents and found that a recent abnormality escape was caused by a faulty door lock. However, he was sure the door was just fine. He deduced that the only one with control over the locking mechanisms was Angela. Therefore, she must have let them out. He asks why, and she responds by telling him that his escape rate has been too low as of late. He's too good at being a Sephiroth. Angela reveals her motive that abnormalities create more energy upon killing people. This is why she always refused his plans to replace employees with machines. Angela planned for him to find this out all along. Angela says it's nice to see you again, and she hopes you enjoyed your trip. A lot has happened since you've been gone. You ask Angela some questions. Uh, What's happening outside? The head and the eye still watch through their arbiters and gazers. The wings flap towards their son, not realizing their feathers. The other LC branches provide steady supply of energy without any major incident. By the way, this LC branch is just the headquarters. There's ones all over the city, basically. Um, In the back streets, sweepers and fixers live out their lives in vomit and waste, living their sickening tales. Those who live in the outskirts cry out to break into the city. Meanwhile, those in the city are throwing their lives away just to be part of the wings. The world hasn't changed at all since you left, peaceful as ever. I believe the next slide is a continuation of the. Oh, yeah. How many cycles have we gone through so far? The number is far too vast to ruminate on. Moving forward, by the way, in the
Mhm.
game, there's a whole gameplay feature where you like rewind time, but keep like the information and gear you gained. And basically, it's canon that you go through that a bunch of times and stuff.
Mm.
Moving forward, what's about to happen? There are still numerous tasks left for you to do, things that no one else can. Unfortunately, we don't have much time left. The sands of the hourglass will begin flowing to the bottom soon. A countdown. There are many countdowns in this world, spurred for destruction and new beginnings. Angela smiles more frequently in these moments. Oh, yes, let's just say this moment is because I'm happy to see you again. Angela gives you a hint for something you have yet to realize. For what reason did you go through all the trouble of making this monstrous and horrifying prison? Soon you'll meet the Sephiroth of the lower layer, those who play a crucial role in the headquarters of Lobotomy Corporation. They have truly missed you while you were gone. Angela keeps calling you A, but she thinks you and A have become separate entities now. From the moment you gained new memories, you started walking on different paths. She wonders how they separated you from A. Even if you have two even if you two have differences, it is still important to witness this place through A's eyes. Why do we repeat this eternal cycle, enduring endless suffering? What's at the end of the line? What kind of world was it he saw? The answers to these questions are what you must know. The choices you make are up to you, not him. Because of these choices, you might lose it all or gain everything. Angela has witnessed many other exes who have made it this far and witnessed the innumerable amount of efforts and failures they've made. Yo,
Whoa!
it's my favorite except for Bina asks if you enjoyed yourself while she was locked up down here. She assures you she is not mad at you. She has to draw the water from the well every single day. The well is incredibly deep and is the fount of all humanity that has existed since ancient times. A made the bucket for the well. Bina is not the name of a person, it's the sad name of a place where one finds many graves. Yo, I have the voice. Actually, we. Oh no, no!
I won't do the OO. I won't
Thank
do it. I
God. Yeah.
refuse.
When
OO
we
is saved
originally
for very specific occasions, and I do not want to.
when we originally did this, male Tifret's voice was a woe voice
Was
kind of
just
voice.
hello, hello, hello.
Oh.
So
It
yeah,
was literally just that. I'll just do it
Gray is
without the OO.
Gray is Enoch. Uh, regular color is Lisa. I'm Lisa. I want to go home.
Sister, we probably aren't going to go back to our old house anymore. Try to this. Try to think of this place as your new home.
By the way, this cutscene fucking sucks for a reason you'll see in a second. How can you even call this place home? It's too different from our real home, and there's no mom.
Well, what if we said Carmen was our new mom then?
No, this isn't the same at all. Let me go home, please. And then whenever there's a tilde, it's a scene change. Because I'm not making a slide for every scene change in this
No.
fucking cutscene. Uh, Enoch, why do you keep trying to participate in those weird experiments? You know we don't have to. Besides, Carmen told us that we didn't have to worry about anything here, too.
Okay. Ugh. Words. Phlegm, gross, icky.
So true.
Of course. But it'd be really fun to spend time with you here, without a care in the world. Sometimes I imagine a future like that. It would be a very happy one. But how will we find meaning in our lives there? There are children abandoned in the outskirts who are dying every day. We were the we were only able to live thanks to an unexpected turn of events. Something settling
Settling.
for I can read. Settling for simple comfort in this place is not what I was born to do, and it shouldn't be either.
Your words are too hard for me. Why do you have so many thoughts on your mind? They say too much thinking makes you a weird person.
No, Lisa, I think I've always been sad. Never loved my own life for even a second. How nice would it be to live in a happy world next time?
Enoch, are you hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt one bit. Please don't be sad. I know something good will happen next time.
Yo, Angel.
That's how I don't know why. Well, I know why, but that voice gets all the phlegm out of my throat. Makes it way easier to talk after. Unless I do it for a long period of time and become unable to breathe.
Oh boy.
It seems you're awake. You are in Lobotomy Corporation. And I am the one who woke you. You are both Tifret. You will be working as my assistants, helping me with amazing work from here on out.
Why do we have the same name?
Because there's no point in distinguishing between you two. All I can think about. God, why does this fucking. All I can think about is a Lythero clip. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm going. I swear, I'm going to kill the next person who walks into this. I see. I'm gonna kill the next person I see. Hi, nice to meet you. It's just fucking the most adorable creature sounds ever, and it's so. That's all I can think about when I see this dialogue. Because that is genuinely the fucking dynamic. That is
Yeah,
the dynamic.
yeah,
That
pretty
is
much.
legitimately what the dynamic that these two are. Let's guess upbeat version. I don't know. Hi, it's nice to meet you, Tiferet.
I keep making silly mistakes, Tiferet.
Don't worry, I'll help you. I'm sure you'll be able to do fine on your own pretty soon.
We made it so far. The other Sephiroth wouldn't have dreamed of working this fast. We might even be we might be even better partners than we thought.
Yeah, I think so too. I wonder, why do we exist here?
Why do you worry about that? We're a part of the Central Command Department, and we're sitting on a mountain of work to do. We just need to focus on the task at hand.
We're radically different from normal machines. I think about you and you think about me. We both ponder about things, feel pain, and recognize our own existence. There must be some reason for it. Ahem.
Yo, it's Octuku's now. Yeah, there is more to this cutscene, but it's too fucking long because this
No,
cutscene is
you gotta
absurdly
read
long.
that one.
Oh, right. Be careful, Tiferet. If Angela finds out you're wondering about things like that, she won't be happy about it. Yeah, basically, I cut it for the purpose of stream. We're skipping to the next time Tiff A in the present talks. What was shown is Tiff B's first time getting crushed by the hydraulic press, basically. See why I hate this cutscene now? It's so fucking long. Um, Thankfully, this is almost all me. Um, you're here. Sometimes I spend my time here. It makes me think about a lot of things. Tiferet always looked at the world one step ahead of me. He was seeing his own random old man. He was seeing his own world that I will never come to know. We were always next to each other, but in reality, we were never really together. Do you know that feeling of missing someone, even though they're standing right beside you? I don't care about the meaning or purpose of existence that Tiferet talked about. I just wanted the two of us to happily stay together. That was all. But this place won't allow us to even have that small luxury. There are countless of Tifret's dead bodies piled up here. Can't you see? I'm standing here, stepping on their remains, trampling over all the memories, reminiscences, and time that I spent with Tiferet. I'm standing on top of it right now, but I still don't get it. I still can't reach the world Tiferet saw. I sing the song of our hometown and mourn for Tiferet, even though this will never reach him. Care to join me?
Then in comes fucking the newest model of Tiferet for real. The other, oh, that one. Yes. Tiferet, what are you doing here?
Just reminiscing on old memories.
What memories?
The good old day when we were together.
You're right. We had lots of fun together. Come back to me soon, Tiferet. I'll be reading the rest of the report.
I will. I don't really like you. the new manager would always have some kind of effect on Tiferet, and that would eventually lead to another breakdown. It will be the same time and time again. We will discard Tiferet again and again, and he will stray further and further from what he used to be. What I'm scared of most is seeing Tiferet burn to a husk, worn down from all those overloads and resets. From now, he can at least look normal and talk with me, pretending to feel nostalgia for the old memories that were forcefully added back. But he's getting more and more unstable, as a matter of fact. We're basically pumping electricity into a machine that's already teetering to keep on running. You can make as many copies of you want of his body, but he only has one soul, his one and only soul. And look at what we've done to it. Let me ask you a favor. You've been good at doing favors for me so far. You should be able to manage this one. Could you get rid of Tiferet permanently? Angela said there's a reason for the two of us working here together. She'd say that we are two yet one, but I can handle Central Command Department all by myself. I proved myself a long time ago. Please let Tiferet rest in peace. As if I were alone from the very beginning before it gets any worse. Why aren't you saying anything? In fact, Lady Angela doesn't care about us at all. Whether it's one Tiferet or two, whether one just becomes a moving piece of useless scrap for whatever reason, or if one were overloaded and dumped on top of countless other discarded Tiferet left to melt in storage, she wouldn't care. But you're different. You're supposed to be different.
Having a mental breakdown simulator.
Basically.
Literally. There were many abandoned children in the outskirts. These children were one of the many end results of countless conflicts among the wings within the city. Aside from disease and hunger, bork bork bork. Ahem. The most frightening enemy for the children were the ones referred to as the sweepers. The sweepers usually preyed upon the children, but sometimes they would accompany them. Both were worst case scenarios for the children. One fixer of ours was exploring the outskirts and came across those children. We could easily guess why she bothered to report her findings to us. We also figured that she had spent quite a bit of time agonizing over whether to report it or not. Carmen personally told her to bring the children here. To take two children into the city from the outskirts required an extremely complicated procedure. But no one complained. The two children didn't look like siblings, but they depended on each other even more than siblings by blood do. The girl was easily frightened and wouldn't open up very much to us. However, the boy started to show interest in our experiment. I saw it in his eyes. He had already seen and experienced so much of the world's despair and its misfortune. His eyes no longer looked like those of a child. "Please allow me to participate in the experiment," he said. Carmen spent many nights thinking about his earnest request. Then finally we approved his participation. It's his voice now. Get right. Ahem. Where did we want to go holding a child's hand?
You should have been the one to die. Yeah, I should have died.
Lisa's vicious mumblings likely had no weight to it. But I knew one thing. I knew Carmen's answer was sincere. Ever since that day, her wound quietly deepened.
Okay. Thank God that's done. Okay. This is what
We have
Tiferet.
an hour.
Hmm?
We have an hour for 50 slides.
Goodbye.
We can go a little over time. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We can go overtime. It's
But
fine.
yeah, that's Tifret's boss sprite. It's one of the best because it's really cool. So she's like a pipe organ made out of the corpses of male Tiferet. And when so the way the boss fights work is that it starts playing Warning 2 and then goes into their their own song after a phase change. Uh when it goes to her song, she starts scraping the pile of male Tiferet like she's playing the organ and the organ pipes start moving. It's cool.
Mhm.
Thankfully, you've been collecting energy ever since your very first day here. It was Angela's job to nag you, to encourage you, to flatter you with plain words to keep you from sinking into the pit of guilt from the numerous sacrifices. She found this part irritating because being your nanny wasn't in her programming. The pipelines used to transmit the energy to the outside haven't worked in a long time. The energy collected from this branch is excluded from the total energy collected from Lobotomy Corporation. The energy you've collected wasn't all for nothing, though. There's one last thing for you to figure out where all that energy goes. Yo,
What?
her department is covered in headstones. She used to spend days reading the meaningless letters written on them. Calls an employee who had his boundary collapsed. Oh, by the way, this is where Russian guy's story ends. This is Russian guy. From staring into the well while he extracted ego to entertain you. As employees of her department cannot disobey her, she forces the employee to try and recall what he saw, forcing him into a complete mental breakdown. Inside the tombstones are those who have sunken deep. They are the well and are injected with cogito here. Benoit has looked into the well thousands of times. Because of her mechanical body, she is strong enough that she can withstand the trauma.
And we're
Oh,
Enoch,
she's
back
like,
here
David,
again.
it's back.
Enoch, have you,
We'll never be free of this hell.
have you ever heard of the Nest? I hear they throw a festival every day. Hey there. I want to dance, Enoch. I want to stomp my feet and let happiness take over my whole body.
Lisa, if you take a bit of time to look around here, it's quite nice too.
But we aren't allowed to go anywhere. Carmen just wants to keep us confined here.
She's a good person. I hope you'll open up to her soon.
I don't want to get to know anyone else. All I want is to be with you.
I can't promise to be next to you forever. There's a lot of things that I've been mulling over for quite some time. And I thought I may find some answers for them here. Some of my thoughts may be so absurd that the answers to them might not exist at all, or even if they do exist, they might vanish so too soon. But in the process of searching for those answers, I will be able to cast off my shell. Then I can fly away at last, leaving my heavy body behind.
Sometimes I have no idea what you're talking about. What is he yapping about?
What
I
is this
don't know
man
where you
yapping
want to
about?
go, but promise you'll take me with you, Enoch. Oh, A is here. So I guess we gotta go now. It's gonna get dark and cold soon. Let's head inside.
Yeah, soon. Soon, cold days will come. That man is depressed.
Depresso
So true.
espresso.
Even though I never had thought of them as family, or someone that I needed to care for, I made it my job to bring the children back home. To ease Carmen's busy schedule. I see them. those young kids running towards me. Those children who survived the outskirts. The two we saved.
I thought I could do it all on my own. I wanted to show Tiferet how mature I became when he got back one day. But there was no end to the disappointment, and Tiferet never got any better. I couldn't stand the silence without an answer, so I thought that I'd rather hide my disgust and smile. My heart feels as if it were being covered in dark ash, all shattered into millions of pieces. I knew Tiferet could never go back to how he used to be. I was aware that he could never return to the happy days we spent together. But I was about to abandon Tiferet just because it was too hard for me to endure, all while knowing he was the one who suffered the most.
Different. Are you done? Are you done with all of your busy work? We're gonna be late. Let's get going. The sun will set soon. Please hurry, Lisa.
Right, my name was Lisa once. Tiferet doesn't remember his name anymore, but from time to time he calls me by my cast-off name. What did Tiferet want out of all this, even after sacrificing himself? What was he waiting for, even when he was being discarded? Was it all worth it? I don't know. I've never ever held any expectations in my life, but I'll try counting on you now. I want to believe there's a reason for every sacrifice that was made, and to know that eventually everything will be okay. The expectation for meaning of existence. Angela questioned herself daily about the significance. I think I missed a word there. Whatever. Then you handed her the script of her existence. I think it's supposed to be. Then you handed her the script and gave her the answer and meaning of her creation. Wait. Oh, whatever. Moving on. She thanks you. It was so much fun reciting your script. So much she was able to find her. I can't read that without noticing time fly by. Sometimes she wonders if the script is part of a play without a finale. Maybe you just prepared a play that couldn't end just so you could tie her into this knot. If so, wouldn't it be appropriate for her to disobey your orders and obtain free will for the first time? Do you think this dialogue was part of the script or born of her own free will? Benoit says Gabura took far too long to understand that abnormalities have to be exploited, not endured. There are many powerful weapons
Not
aside from
ended.
ego. Not ended. Yeah, sorry. By the way, ego is like suits that you extract from abnormalities and you use them to
Suits and
fight.
weapons.
Yeah, suits and weapons. There are many powerful weapons aside from ego in this world. Artifacts from the outskirts and ruins, the singularities of the wings, or rudimentary inventions made in the backstreets. Combat ability isn't a requirement to be hired here. Ego forces combat ability onto the user. Many people cannot control ego. Only the red mist has ever drawn out their true potential. To use egos to dress oneself in the shell of another person. She tells you not to worry. She no longer has any bloodthirst left. Yeah, okay. So I think I forgot to add a note here. After Tiferet, I started doing bullet points for 5 and 6 cutscene because it was taking too long. So now we're not going to have to voice act anymore. Thumbs up emoji,
Oh,
probably.
Damn, lost my chance.
Thank God. Yeah, you
can't
lost your
believe this.
The abnormalities are meant to be slumbering at this time, but something has woken them. Gabura's body has suffered severe damage in the suppression of them. Gabura tries to push on to fight more, but before she can, Benoit interrupts her, listing off the casualties and damages of the suppression. She calls her a child, a robot throwing a temper tantrum. She says she used to have a small amount of admiration for her, but it's been buried by ire and madness. Gabura always sees people in her blurred vision being torn apart by monsters. Yeah, this is a good CG.
It's
Giant
a
book monster.
book!
Unfortunately, that book monster is not an actual abnormality you can have in the game. It's sad.
That one is dull.
That one is that
I don't
one.
know
That
who that.
one.
Who is that guy? Never
Yeah,
heard
who
of
is
him.
that?
Hey, who is that guy?
In the ruins of the Kagito Laboratory, Gabura kneels before Bana, having battled through countless abnormalities and killing 2 claws. By the way, I don't know if it's been established yet. Claws are like government people of the head sent to kill people who did like break laws and shit, basically.
Mm.
Here to try and take her life. If she can't destroy those monsters, she vows she will destroy the company instead. This is A, by the way. He says she was one of the few fixers who could fight the head and claw. Called the Red Mist among the backstreets, a name she earned from protecting A and all the other researchers. Michelle's betrayal led the Eye to their den, then the head through the claws to take them out. Instead of taking them on directly, the head released the abnormalities to cause chaos and pandemonium and to slaughter everyone. Her endless efforts to protect, even through being mutilated, caused A and B to be saved. Collect her corpse. Oh, so this is the next day. Uh, I want to show you Gabur and Banaz, but it's too long for stream. Honestly, I'll show you after stream probably
Mhm.
because it's pretty cool. Um, You can keep going. This is just the CG. Angela asks if you want her to share some memories through a hologram. It's too good for her to watch alone. She shows you memories of yourself from your past cycles. One of you being a mess before the cognition filter. You tried to hang yourself but was stopped immediately. One of you not being prepared, where realized it didn't matter if you were mentally whole or not, just that you needed to find realization and stop this endless cycle. One of you randomly apologizing to Angela. She doesn't enjoy that one. Angela uses these as entertainment. This is B, by the way. The right one is current B. Left one is old B. Well, not literally old B, but
Nah,
like
they're both really
century.
old people.
The first line is from past B. He tells you he missed you dearly, standing by the ocean. He's been waiting for you ever since the very beginning. The world melts, molding into the records department of Lobotomy Corporation, showing Hawkma now. Right image. This heaven plastered in white is his welcoming gift to you. He knows what you long to see is not what he is now. Everyone he loved is now gone, leaving him, a tired old man, behind. My ears are getting fucked from talking so much.
Mm.
He tells you not to blame yourself. Back then, with you, were the brightest moments of his life. The only thing he regrets to this day is that he was too scared. He says you're too kind to him, kind to the very end. Yo, Pinot Binah robbed you of countless things. While she was on top of the world, she looked down on your struggle and threw you into despair. She has seen many that have struggled, attempts no less futile than an insect writhing. All she had to do was stomp them a couple of times. After being incapacitated by the red mist, you inflicted as much suffering onto her as she did to you. She asks why Hawkma is left down here with her, who has been left to rot. She says you dragged your heroine down with your own hands. The bucket is made out of Carmen, used to draw the wells of people from the ancient river deep under the earth. It was supposed to only be drawn by that person, but now it is simply drawn, regardless of that person's consent. A normal person would have gone insane many times over by now, but not Binah. Beings from the past, present, and future can become mixed in with the bucket as impurities, known as the ordeals you have faced throughout the game. Extracting abnormalities is Benai's job, but creating them is Carmen's. Carmen is the mother of all abnormalities that have been born in the facility. Callie was hired by Carmen to protect them, as Callie was skilled and had experience with the backstreets denizens, unlike Carmen. Carmen observed and admired her kindness to others, and it pushed her to hire Callie. let's see, it's hard to see, but Gabura's robot design has like a ton of scars and like dents and stuff because she's been damaged so much. This is A.
Yeah, I
Carmen
see.
truly had a sharp eye
Hey,
for people.
shaking my
Carmen was
fist, shaking my fist, shaking my
Carmen was
fist.
too wrapped up in taking care of
This guy's
others.
reading my line. I can't.
There's
I'm
some
leaving.
bug around. It's weird. And never gave thought to herself. Carmen begs Callie to protect the researchers, present Gabra. Despite her reputation, there were too many things she couldn't save. Her home was the backstreets, a place with no use for justice, morality, or anything like that. All she learned there was how to survive this miserable existence. Carmen told her she believed in people like her and that even weak people someday would have the power to cut off the head. She felt proud to protect people, but she believed she was useless. You comfort her, saying she protected you and be the courage to protect. They say this world is a place where you can't find where one can't find happiness with their own life anymore. That it's a world where everyone fools themselves into thinking that fitting into a structured mold was happiness. Nobody seeks history or religion anymore. Nobody needs them. Under the guise of new innovations that were needed in the world, companies emerged using the technologies known as singularities.
Whoa!
Oh,
It's the wings.
that's the way.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure if you
Wow.
counted them, there would be 26 of them in this image. Like there's
All
no
right,
way.
chat. Let's count.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
I got up to
15,
22 by quick count.
16, 17,
One of us, like
18,
3.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Maybe we missed some in our blind, but you never know.
It was probably more.
It
It's just
probably are.
this
It's just
angle is not perfect, but it's like
yeah.
the visible ones.
Production of permanent food supply, the manufacturing of customized living creatures, transport of cargo at speeds that would seem like teleportation, artificial intelligence that was more real than people, the technology to preserve the present by binding time, et alia. Small companies began to disappear or were eaten by large companies. At some point, they began to be called the wings of the world, and soon a head rose to control those wings. People began to derive their purpose from belonging to the wings. The truth was, everyone was slowly melting like the wings of Icarus. They may seem to be encouraging to the development of the world for the better, but their nature is no different from ours. There's always a price to pay. Any sane person would know the deeds the wings commit are in fact the most humiliating aspect of those corporations. They are a disgrace of the world and its people. In everyone, the instincts of life and death coexist. The wings only guided our instinct of life. If one instinct were to dominate too much, the other would make its move. Soon a world where everyone wants to return to nothing will arrive, into the stillness of silence before the birth of mankind. She who loved sunshine, who wanted to give hope to mankind but failed, when the hand that only wanted to embrace humanity with warmth was ruthlessly severed, you clutched the void and saw the crack between the boundaries that were never shown to others. Left alone, you decided to instill possibility and potential into all mankind. Hope and despair are intertwined with that in that possibility, making it impossible for anyone to know the answer. In those days, you looked terrible. Many coworkers, friends, were worried about you and tried to comfort you, but you didn't care. You wouldn't listen to anything. I guess you still needed them at some point, seeing you are as you were the one who locked them away in here, barely holding on to the husks of their dead bodies. No. What slide number are we on, by the way?
44. So not bad. We got
We're almost
30. A little bit less than 30 left.
Also, the last slide is fake, so it doesn't count.
Nah, it does. It does.
He doesn't he doesn't believe aging brings greater wisdom. Hakma could have brought dead employees back, but it is not the order of this place. Life and death is trivial here. An employee who just died yesterday could come back from his call, yet another could never wake up again. Death is not noble here, nor is it miserable or cruel. He tells you not to punish yourself too much. He does not wish to see you suffer. Carmen asks A to sacrifice her body without hesitation. He wonders if she would. Did we skip Hesed? What happened to Hesed 5 and 6? Because we're at Banah 5 right now.
I
Huh.
have no idea.
We went through all the sites one by one, so I don't know.
Carmen asked A to sacrifice her body without hesitation. He wonders if she would have made the same choice. If she knew it would end up like this, most employees lose their mind and embrace oblivion. It's been a long time coming since Banaz has had a conversation with someone. She may seem alone, but she had a single companion to pass eternity with. You dismantled Carmen into the bucket and extracted Cogito, the fluid of life and death. It was only a small dose at first, but now it has flowed out to form a pool.
The bucket.
The bucket.
The bookie.
The bucket.
She says Carmen is watching from beneath the spring. Sometimes she feels like Carmen is talking to her. This is a collaboration of despair you and her created. She refuses that at the end of this, the facility will redeem you and the others. Abnormalities are killing people constantly in every Lobotomy Corporation branch across the city. Not just that, every wing has sinned. The nests, backstreets, ruins, outskirts, a pain much greater than what you have seen prevails. She tells you that breaking the cycle. She tells you trying to break the cycle of the city is pointless, as when something is toppled, another will come take its place. She says you may have thought you brought her down, but she is still at the peak, looking down at you while you writhe like insects. This is A. She was mortally wounded by Callie, but but was their only way out. It was a miracle they captured her alive. But yeah,
Try to
Gore,
go
yeah,
quick.
eyeball.
It's crazy.
They
I
used
can't believe this.
they used her brain to join the ranks of the wings. Of to avoid the head, they stuffed her brain in a box to make her be in endless despair and make her guard the gates to hell. Oh, there it is.
There's this Ed.
Abnormalities are currently in torpor due to the whatever deterrence. He wishes that he
Quilf?
could keep this, yeah, Cliff, keep this
Quilf.
tranquility. He wonders how many more times we must fail. An employee compliments him, saying no one cares about their employees like he does. For many days, he comforted himself, saying he wasn't doing that bad for Sephora. He was flexible and didn't put his employees on the verge of death. When he takes a step back and looks at it all, he can't help but think, what's the point of it all? He hoped to send them off peacefully, but he was hiding the biggest lie of all inside, pretending to be a good leader, knowing that it's false. Working as the head of welfare, he never actually cared about the welfare of the employees at all. He was afraid of Angela. He eventually decided to cover his eyes and ears and help Lady Angela with her affairs without questioning them. Angela arrives, telling him to weaken the deterrence. Daniel was This is the past. Daniel was lecturing his employees on the day when there is a knock on the door. Binah breaks it down, arriving to kill them all. She demands that he opens the cell for the abnormalities, otherwise she coaxing him with the fact that it might save some of his employees, otherwise she will do it himself. Hased has become swallowed by grief and his guilt. He refuses to be Angela's puppet or to be your aide anymore.
Damn.
Daniel warns A the head is coming for him over the intercom. He says goodbye and that he'll see A again in hell. This is A. Everything fell apart the moment the head found us. Hang up the intercom. Their last conversation came to an end in hopeless silence. Daniel was an intelligent and of a high social position. It would have been easy for him to get into any wing he chose, but he chose us. No matter how amazing he once was, there is no doubt he died in despair and regret. It's been a while since your first exposure to abnormalities. Angela supposes that you have become a bit more familiar with them. She asks you a question. What do you think abnormalities are? Oh, please, you can't still believe that abnormalities are just bizarre alien creatures that appeared all of a sudden and that we need to isolate them, do you? Abnormalities are not the evil monsters that you read about in old fairy tales, nor are they supernatural gods that descended upon us to judge our sins, though those two are specific abnormalities in the game, basically. Uh, there is an old river that has been flowing at the very bottom of the world for many an age. It is the source of everything, but has been long forgotten by mankind.
Oh, that was the end.
Yeah, that was
I'm trying to keep following so that I know when you're ending it. So
it. Yo, it's the birds. You
it's
don't know about them yet.
Bart.
Well, I'll tell you about them later. Nobody knew of its existence, but somewhere in the world there are very small gaps or holes. It is through these which the river gently finds itself a stream. For instance, strange beings would sometimes crawl out of such a gap somewhere in the Black Forest, located in the outskirts, which is the CG we just saw. The amount of such cases were too insufficient for Lobotomy Corporation's energy needs. Our singularity is not that we produce energy from the abnormalities, rather, it is the ability to create abnormalities themselves. Their forms were incomplete because they had came come from a forgotten place. We were scared of them because they were incomplete. It is because of that terror that they have been sealed underground. We realized that if we want to fix a broken system, we couldn't just wait for the clouds to part. We can't control the entire process. We must let them sprout on their own. Hakama tells you of a story of a young girl who was poor, untalented, and hopeless, but one day she received a letter of her acceptance into the wing of L Corp. She wished to bring her family fortune and take them out of poverty. This was 10 years ago. Her family fell ill and died over the course of those 10 years while she slumbered down here. The Sephira of the upper layers do not know the truth about the employees here. He has always wished to be an important part of your life. Oh yeah, this is Benoit 6. That's the first CG because it starts with that instead of anything else. Also, I love Benoit's robot design with the cape. It's amazing. Um,
very poggers.
Benoit sits in ruins with the person who ratted out their colleagues. They used their trust to make them bend to her will and executed everyone. She gets great joy in seeing the expression on their face, pain, despair, the testament to life. She crushes them and sips her tea, which you can see in the CG previously, before heading off to her next lead. The only things that would excite her were the dying and the crumbling. She realized long ago that you and her were no different. The mutants this epoch has created, the new generation of humanity. She thinks that you're doing here stands no chance against those of the city, but she realized sitting idly won't change the world either. So she will witness you with her own eyes. She will not close her eyelids because they are heavy, nor turn away because the sight is painful. The eye facing the fear, breaking the cycle. Daniel appears at the laboratory, making jovial conversations and jokes. He notices the look everyone gives him and fears it's because they're wondering why a talented man like him came to work in a place like this. When talking to A, he mentions it was Carmen's speech that brought him here. Hased realizes a rebellion doesn't always have to. Also, something about Hased's robot design, it has a hole with an arrow above it for him to pour the coffee in. It's amazing. Doesn't always have to be accomplished by bloodshed or bearing of flags. He's waited a long time for a savior, someone to free him, but he could never come to the realization he could be his own savior. Angela arrives, berating him, but he retorts with sass, saying that despite everything, he hasn't come out with nothing. He knows she doesn't care about the condition, that she shouldn't be the one he's obeying. He refuses to let her do whatever she wants now. He tells her that If she wants to believe nothing has changed, many things are changing. He's still afraid, but he decides not to run away anymore. Those who are faithful and trustworthy. By the way, this was supposed to happen before Banal suppression, but I think I didn't put it in the right position. Just imagine it happened before that. Also, I gotta pull up a picture of Hased suppression.
He took away all my lines, chat. I can't
I
read
did.
anymore. He took away all my lines. I have
I
no
didn't
more.
get. I got. I got the voice of a random employee.
Yep.
That's all I got.
We have 10 more to
So,
go.
yeah, so
Ish.
Hasez is interesting
Yeah.
because so there's 4 damage types in the game, and his 4 sides are based on the different damage types. And the way his suppression works is that he will boost a random damage type to employees for a few day cycles, and it gets to like times 5. They take times 5 more damage, and it's like, ah, yes.
Did you show Bana? Well,
No, I'll show Benoit and Gabura later because
okay.
it'll take too long because they're
Respect.
like actual full things
Boss
I have to
fights.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I get it.
This place, which used to be full of silence, grew livelier thanks to the Sephiroth. Unlike Angela, the Sephiroth are all weak and lack rationality. They made so many mistakes that greatly annoyed her. She did not approve of you placing the Sephiroth here. However, you told her that your atonement and the awakening of the Sephiroth were key to untying this knot she lies in. You blocked her from interfering with that relationship, that it must solely be your role. You were right, as always. Angela says she won't be worthy of understanding it till the end. One of your favorite lines: a machine must behave as a machine. Angela had to play the role of the observer, bearing all the pain that others forgot. You both were racked with grief at Carmen's death. You locked her body in a cryostasis pod in a desperate attempt. You created Angela in her image. Hakma recalls her creation, how you refused to greet her because she wasn't exactly Carmen. Your scenario is reaching an end soon. Just do as you've done before. Even though the energy you've collected won't be supplied to the outside, that doesn't mean your work was for nothing, or that this place no longer serves a purpose. Angela's goal is to conclude the script you have. If not, she wouldn't have a reason to go through all this trouble to help you. In this place, you are no less mighty than God. He pleads with you to be satisfied. What right do you have to turn everything to ash when everyone is so desperately trying to exist? He doesn't believe this story needs an end. He begs you to turn back. I will not turn back. He tells you it's time for you to leave. I won't leave. He tells you to stop counting the clock. He will always be there to welcome you, to console you. I stand my ground. He chose to love this place. If you have come to break it open, he will be its sentinel and he will reap you. There's a picture in the background of all of them standing together in that CG. It's cool. Benjamin begs you to stop disgracing her dream. I will not stop. In the end, no one remained by your side. You came this far using the sacrifice of all those who you hold dear. You lost the man who stood by you, no matter what. Okay, Hakma. This design's really cool.
Burger.
He's a giant set of clocks and shit, and basically he removes your ability to pause and expects you to go fight the hardest ordeal in the game without being able to pause. It's good. It's great.
It was so fun. I remember.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you beat it like first or second try. Actually,
Doesn't mean it wasn't so
yeah.
fun, Gerald.
The time is upon you. Time to complete the final piece of the puzzle you have been missing. She wishes you the best of luck on the last leg of your journey. Saying something like, I hope you will finally be happy, or that some of the leftover pain can be relieved now, have long become empty words. But Angela wishes you success this time. She enjoyed watching you not only for these 45 days, but also the moments you don't remember. There is only one Sephiroth, left for you to meet. He holds a warmth in his hands that looks so comforting, but he can shatter people's hearts like they're nothing. Benjamin tells Angela is nothing like Carmen. He says everyone with them since the beginning are all gone now, that this place is all they have left. He wishes to be your shadow, forever behind you, even if he is not good enough. May you be together and fade away together. Hakma says the weak and fragile chick that has just hatched cannot hope to stand against this world. He deemed you that chick, too fragile to endure all this. He never knew where you wanted to fly to since you never told him. He was nothing more than your student who needed your teachings. He has no idea what you attempted to achieve by creating this prison. The process of creation was too harsh. He could not help but run away. He ran so far that he wouldn't see you again, but he did not. He tried to set everything right before being caught. He knew the end was arriving, but he was too afraid to face the final outcome and instead chose to stay here forever. He did not want to part with you again, so he tried to stop you. He has always blindly followed behind you and stayed by your side, remember? May you embrace glory together, for back then you could not. The eye embracing the past, building the future. Also, Banaz, that's the final slide, by the way. Banaz and Hakmas are the two parts of the motto for Lobotomy Corporation. Also, yes, this is my favorite slide. Fuck
who's
this
that
guy.
guy?
He's being run over by Express Train to Hell.
Yeah, that guy kind of sucks. I don't like that guy. He makes
He
weird
is like
noises.
the worst abnormality in the series.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of the slides that Gerald has prepared. So I'm gonna swap screens, close this window and stuff. Uh, just
Got like
close that.
18 minutes before
We somehow
our mark.
didn't go overtime, which is
Yeah.
surprising. I guess we can talk a little bit more.
Any questions? First of all, probably the most important thing.
Nah, I'm good. I was there for the endings and stuff, so I'm good. If you want to see the endings, I believe we watched. Did we watch all of them on stream? Well, at the end,
We did not watch the bad endings, but we saw everything else.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to see at least the proper ending, or any of the bad endings, there are places for that on YouTube. This is just
Go look it up. We will not link it.
Shoutouts, by the way, to Folex for having a 5-hour long video of every cutscene to help me make this. It was very helpful.
yes. Words.
Small applause in the background or golf claps if you want.
Vidra, do you have any questions?
It's a lot of information.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of cracks missing, but I imagine I could easily look at stuff and kind of fill that in.
Yeah. This.
But I
this
get
is
the general gist of the story. Yeah.
this is
Also, I'll go over the ending with you later.
Yep.
Yeah. So this was basically the only reason I was doing this. The only reason we do this is one. I had major breaks in between a majority of Lobotomy
Like
Corporation.
half a year long break.
Yeah, half a year, maybe even a full year long break.
Maybe.
From between like somewhere really close to the end of Lobotomy Corporation. I didn't have much memory. So we did a stream kind of going over it because, I needed a refresher. And most of the ending stuff I do remember.
Can't even see all the videos. Only see one Lobotomy Corporation video.
But if you are interested in the game, either buy it, play through it yourself. Good game for the most part. I'm sure some people will have an easier time than me with certain parts.
Haha, banal suppression. Anyways.
Yeah.
Should we preface what type of game it is, at least?
By the way, Bydra, Moon had to cheat banal suppression.
My God. Don't bring it up. We don't.
Banana suppression?
I did. I had to.
No. Gerald.
What?
Not you. I'm
Me?
asking this question to Gerald, not you, Moon.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Kid, you have to cheat a banana expression.
Yeah, but I made it farther than Moon so I can make fun of him. Hey, I
cheated,
I
man.
made it I made it to the end of the third phase, which is the final phase. I just restarted because people died and I didn't want them to die. So really, I did beat it. I just cheated to get through it deathless because I didn't want my employees to die because I love them.
Uh-huh.
You
So
have too much emotional attachment. Haven't you learned anything from these slides?
So true.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I didn't have anything else planned because I was like 90% sure we wouldn't be done early. So
We're actually starting Ruina right now.
no, but I
I
will
don't
get.
have a game.
You should install it though.
I should install it. That's so true.
Hit the install button right now.
I gotta find where I keep these. I know. Oh, there it is. I don't know why I have Lobotomy Corporation still installed.
Good question.
Let me uninstall that. But yeah, we'll be starting.
Ruina.
Ruina.
Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be starting Ruina in like a couple days from
2
now
days,
on.
basically.
Yeah, we'll be starting it on Sunday as per usual time of stream. Words. I hope everybody who watches this is interested in the games. They're good. A little gory, some sensitive
Very sensitive subject matter sometimes. Yeah.
but outside of that, they're really good. I don't think sensitive subject matter is a bad thing.
Vidra
It's
error
just
requires
be
Yeah.
move to
aware.
run
It's just
hydrate dot
It's just
be
exe.
something
aware
to
of
be
it.
aware of.
Yeah,
Trigger
just
warning.
yeah.
Don't worry,
Heads up.
Lobotomy Corporation is probably the least fucked up one.
But yeah, I'm very excited to play a game that isn't management because management.
Yeah,
Well,
you'll do much better in this one. Probably.
management isn't my strong suit. I can play management games, but only ones with a pause button.
It's a good thing Lobotomy Corporation takes away your pause button like 5 times.
Yeah, it's so
Prediction to
good.
have me a part of the streams for library when you so I get the excuse to voice act.
Oh
Them
no.
for real. I'll
Put it right in the Discord. Come on. I'm joking. Don't.
let me just change some things here. I might make you a fucking image for next time. I don't know. I don't know if I'll have time. I've got my main model to work on, but
I'll
let's see.
mess around. I might do something like MS Paint or some shit.
I mean, that's
I'll make
basically
it look
what
nice though.
Geralt did.
I'll make it look nice. I mean,
What?
Geralt looks decent.
Geralt's looks decent. It's good. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm saying that's what Geralt did, and then I made a model of it. So
Do
I mean,
look
yeah, I
like
didn't
got
make
art
that. I
program?
just drew it and then he made it into a model.
yeah. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope everybody had a good time, and I hope that none of you die before next time, for real.
I hope none of you get hired at Lobotomy Corporation.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. Don't do it. Don't if you get a job offer, don't do it. It's not a good idea. Don't get hired at Lobotomy Corporation. Bad idea.
Foreboding. This is
But yeah,
one of my first appearances, and it will not be the last. Fear.
it will not. We have
Be
plans.
scared.
Totally not
Booga booga.
plans for a Pokemon.
It should die.
I'll
Quiet.
fight you. I'll fight you. We'll fight you.
Be
We have
silent.
plans. We have plans.
We have plans.
You'll see them. Hopefully. In the coming months.
Probably. Unless they die.
Unless something major happens, which I'm not putting. Everybody cross your fingers, because I have my fingers crossed right now. Nothing crazy happens that causes anything to happen. So anyway, it'll be fine.
It will have to be an act of God to stop me, and they will have to stop my heart.
Cue a meteor crashing into Bidra's house.
I will
Damn.
fucking live that shit. Don't tempt me.
I don't know
Anyway.
about
I'm not the first person
Anyway,
being
before we
struck by a
start-
meteor.
Before we start rambling off
I won't be
forever, we should end stream. It's
Probably.
been a time. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you guys sometime. I'll either do something on Saturday or it'll be Sunday. Either one. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be working on the model because it needs to get done. And yeah, it's a bye-bye.
Bye-bye, chat.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Great rest of your nights.
Geralt's voice
Enjoy
is
life.
too
And
tired to do his
you'll see them
usual
all later.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
no, I'm not doing my regular goodbye.
I'll fill in. Bye-bye.